What's up, everybody? Welcome to AlphaISM Radio. I do apologize for being late, but fortunately, we're still moving ahead and everything. And I also got Shin-Rotendo on the line, and we're going to talk a little bit about the new Madcatz sticks and the Street Fighter 4 sticks. I mean, so. First, I mean, I was so surprised, you know, Shin. I was so surprised because when I first saw the sticks, I honestly thought that they were, I thought they were custom made. It's like something like Finkel would make or something. It was like really that nice. But let's take it from another point of view. Suppose like me, about a day ago, I didn't even know about the sticks until someone like showed me a link. So, can you tell me how this all came about, or best of your collection? Can you like kind of tell her how it all began?
From my perspective?
Huh?
From my perspective?
Oh shoot, I cannot barely hear you. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, repeat that.
I said from my point of view, my perspective?
Yeah, I mean, or you can just tell how this all began, you know, or as much as you know.
First, like I've read about, I keep in touch as far as like the sticks and everything, the forums, and it caught my attention one day. Madcatz making new sticks. So actually, it was a couple weeks ago. I was at work, and then during a inventory, like one of the other store managers talking about, okay, we scheduled a tour over at Madcatz out in San Diego. That's, we're up here in North San Diego County.
Mm-hmm.
And I was excited because cool, you can see all the new products and new controllers, something to make for the next year and stuff. And he told me, well, they're also making a new Street Fighter stick. And I was like, oh shit, I was like very skeptical about it. But I don't know, it's like, well, I'm gonna take one of my joysticks that I've made with me to the tour and show the guys, okay, this is what a lot of the pro players use. They use like custom sticks, like the material they use is type of shit, whatever. And I posted online about that. Was anyone out there had any questions for Madcatz that I can relate to them, so that I can answer get an answer back to the team, what everyone wants, what kind of parts are they going to use. And then I got a reply. I got a type of message sent to me by Barkman asking me not to delete my thread because he didn't want a lot of the information out. And I kind of misconstrued what I was trying to do. I was just trying to get information on, for everyone else, for the community. And so I was like, well, I replied, so I'm not trying to, disclose any information or anything like that. I just want to provide, everyone, if there's any words, concerns, or whatever, so they can answer. Because I was concerned. Okay, Madcatz, controller, back in the day, they had their, arcade sticks, their craft Pelican. They tried the real arcade brand. I bought one myself and I modified that. The last one I thought was probably the best one that complicated was maybe was it Tech? Their Street Fighter Anniversary arcade stick. Of course, you modify the parts and it'll be alright. Aside from that, you have Namco's and the Hori that people buy, and that was straight up good to go, but. He assured me that they did a lot of research and a lot of workmanship into it. And I said, okay, cool. I'll get myself on to go there. But we had conference coming up, and we did a conference over in Vegas. They canceled the tour, and it wasn't until last week, or I came back from one of the conference and was at one of the Capcom sessions. Yeah, so I actually saw the new pictures on the slides and everything. And I was like, wow, I was like impressed. So I was like, okay, cool. It's not anything cheap. It's not a gimmick or whatever. It's the real deal. They actually researched and did a lot of work on the stick, and they said it has to go. They told us that they will have it on display during the expo. So come, I think next day, which was on a Wednesday, they had a expo on a Wednesday. I actually got to see the sticks and everything on the floor, on the show floor, and the showcase, the glass, and it had two of the models for play testing, you know, to play with. And then when I saw it close, I was like, I was pretty, amazed and surprised, and I knew right away that, that everyone, is going to love it, and it's going to sell without any problems, no worries.
Okay, so just to alleviate everybody's fears, how sturdy is the premium stick?
It's pretty sturdy. Like Martin said, it's not the final design. They had, I believe, like a rubber top on the bottom, but like it's the weight is not really like the final weight. Like this is much heavier, it's much sturdier because they're gonna use like different material. So they use the resin, just like like a mold, the resin mold casing, just to hold the buttons, the parts and everything. So it's like a temp, just to showcase, just so that everyone can see the stick and they'll kind of get the feel of it. So I'm pretty sure that it'll be a lot sturdier, a lot heavier when it hits the retail.
Okay, cool. So so we know that most likely it's going to be sturdy and everything. So, man, the hype is off of it is unbelievable. After reading the thread, all 22 pages of it, it looks like there's going to be a lot of people buying it on day one. So, man, it's definitely a great time to be a Street Fighter fan, based on all that's happening, By the way, are you far away from the phone? Because I can barely hear you. I'm actually about to ask the audience, can you hear you?
No, I'm on my cell. Like usually I'll be on my Skype, but I have an issue. We have an issue with internet right now in the house. So it goes off and on. So I didn't want to go on Skype and then get shut off. So that's why I gave my cell phone number. And I'm having issues with my phone right now. So I got to get this damn thing replaced. So you having trouble hearing me, it's because of my cell phone.
Oh, okay. And give me 1 second. My mouse just died. Give me one. I'm just gotta replace the batteries right quick. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm sorry about that. All right. So, you know what? Hearing about this stick, now, I feel kind of stupid now because I've already, about 6 months ago, I purchased an HRAP 2 to play online, and now this new stick coming out that's really cool, and I'm like, oh man, I already paid $130 for this. You know, and I mean, it's fine for what it does. I mean, although I'm used to, you know, one thing is about, okay, I understand that any project has a budget. You know, um, you can't do everything for everybody. You know, but one of the questions I had, and someone actually asked this in the thread, do you think it's a possibility that they may do a do the joystick with an 8-way American stick option as opposed to the ball?
That'll be something you may have to direct that to Markman.
Okay.
I'm not on the project like he is, and they haven't said anything to us about, you know, an optional, you know, back stick, you know, for other users that, you know, for their preferences. Some people prefer, you know, the back handle over the ball side.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I honestly, you know, don't know.
Let's see. Because, well, by the way, have they even announced the release date yet? I mean, I assume. Well, I guess they can't because it's supposed to be released the same time the Street Fighter 4 hits the consoles, right?
Yeah, pretty much it's going to be around, you know, February, so same time as the Street Fighter 4 release, in conjunction with that release, because like it's not the final, there's still a lot of testing. They're, you know, still working on a couple things with the stick and other designs. So like like right now the SKU for the Street Fighter 4 collection, the Street Fighter 4 regular standard edition, I believe it's February is what we have the release date for, according to our reserve, you know, the reserve list, February. So that could be, you know, pushed forward, it could be pushed back. It's all depending on the manufacturer. You know, it depends on the marketing. You know, whoever's in charge of the marketing over at for the game over at, you know, Capcom, and then they have to work with Madcatz. You know, like they got an agreement or whatever. So their third party, so you know they can, you know, they probably release like early. It could be afterwards. But like I said, like when it comes to with releasing new games. And then you got like other accessories, you know, that coincides with it. Say like Mortal Kombat, you have the Mortal Kombat controls or whatever. Sometimes like the third-party accessories are available before the game's released. Like for example, the Metal Gear Solid 4 earpiece, the Bluetooth headpiece, that was available like a little bit before the game came out, if memory serves me correctly, or afterwards. I don't really remember. But I'm pretty sure that was available around the same time. So it's all dependent on, you know, the marketing and, you know, any other legalities and agreements that they have, you know, behind, you know, office doors.
What's your viewpoint on those people who are wishing for a 6-button setup as opposed to 8?
Like I have no problem just, you know, to a 8-button setup, you know, because I don't, you know, I have to play, you know, I can adapt and play, you know, with the default settings and not even, my fingers don't touch, you know, the other two buttons. I mean, there's options. You can either put your stick up and disconnect the wiring for that, or you could, you know, purchase the plug.
Right.
Plug. That way, you know, you don't use the button. I mean, there's many things you can do, but as far as what I see is that what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it accessible to not just the hardcore, you know, Street Fighter, you know, fans, but you know, the other fighting game fans and the other people out there can purchase sticks to use for the other games. So you can also use it, you know, for like the old, you know, arcade games and other games that you like, you know, they go to like, you know, Xbox Arcade, you know, people still play it like Galaga and stuff like that. You have to do with it stick, and so I think they kept the minds open to, you know, having it accessible, you know, for everyone and not just the hardcore Street Fighter fans out there.
Hey, you know, I actually have a question. As far as the, are they releasing it both for? Oh, it says for 360 for right now, right?
Releasing what?
They're releasing it on 360 for right now, right?
You talking about the controller?
Yeah.
Yeah, releasing for both consoles.
Oh, they're for both consoles.
And 360, yeah.
Okay, so my question is, now I'm not an expert on sticks and stuff like that and related stuff. So if someone buys a PS3 version, do you know, is there any recourse as far as if they want to play it on their Xbox 360 or vice versa?
So the thing with when it comes to the sticks and the system, the hardware is that there's different schematics that they use that utilizes the system's, controllers and other like sensitive buttons and stuff like that. Like PS3's, L2 and R2, their triggers a lot different. The sensitivity, you have to kill. They have all the other different schematics that differs from the 360 controller. So looking into that is why they didn't release a universal one, and then you have to work with Microsoft on their end because with Microsoft they do not allow any third party company to make wireless device on their system. You will not find anything wireless control or anything for the 360 unless it's made by Microsoft.
That's why all their sticks all of their controllers are wireless, aren't they?
Yeah, they have a USB version, but if you try to get like a GameStop brand or another third party controller for your system, it's going to be USB cable.
So is it so? Oh, I see what you're saying. So,
because then you got some controllers have the plug and play feature, and that even gets complicated when you're trying to design it for different consoles. Because the way it's this is designed for the PS3, whenever you're connecting additional Bluetooth control or Bluetooth device, you go into settings and you have you have to pair it and everything. And with the 360, that's they do it differently, so you cannot use the PC controller on 360 and vice versa. So that kind of makes it more difficult. Because even if it had like a USB design, you still got the plug and play issues. And I'm thinking that they thought a lot about this. But I think it was best in their nature to have it really the version of the PC up to the PS3 to the schematic and all their technological side to fix.
I was thinking though. By the way, FMJ, yeah, we've already discovered that I'm too loud and he's too low, and I apologize for that. But unfortunately, he's on his cell phone, and his cell phone is his cell phone. So I have no way of adjusting it. I've actually maxed everything out, and when I max everything out, it makes me louder, but it doesn't make him any louder. So I guess I could turn myself down and actually level the balance a bit. Maybe I can do that. Give me 1 second here. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, that's good. All right. So I'm just going to do it this way. That way, the people that are listening to the recording, they can just turn it up real high, without me blaring through their ears. Man, I'm so stoked about this. It's about time that we get a quality, Street Fighter stick. It's really, 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 really good news. What I'm afraid though is I guess it's not so much of an issue in the United States where the Xbox 360 is heads and shoulders, above the PS3, but I hope that maybe they will use a central server for both consoles, so they don't splinter. They don't splinter the community. Divide them up.
Yeah, it's something I was concerned about as well, as far as online play. And I'm pretty sure there's the online support guys, both systems that are constantly working on work with that.
You know what? I just thought about something. Well, even if they didn't, I guess one option. I mean, yeah, I mean that's an option just about for everybody. Is they say this game is coming out for computer, Street Fighter 4. I wonder what kind of specs you need to run that game. That's going to be the telling point, because I mean, I guess if all else fails, I mean, we could just, because you know, whether you buy the PS3 or the 360 version of the stick, it should work on computer either way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, I mean, we can always just play it on the computer, you know. But so far, you know, I was hoping that maybe if I do an interview with Chris Vincent, that maybe he'll be able to tell us, you know, I mean, what kind of specs do we really need? Do we really need, like, we need to go out there and buy a latest generation graphics card, or do we need to, you know, do we need to have a quad core processor? I assume that you're going to need at least a dual core processor. I mean, hopefully that they will optimize it to run on multi processors, because that's what most of us have nowadays.
Yeah, I'm sure it's possible, because if you look at it, whereas, for example, Final Fantasy 11 online, you have it where you have the PS2 users are still playing the game online. You know, they'll log in the same servers with the PC users as well as the Xbox 360 users. So you have two different, you know, you have the cross-platform, you know, playing on the same server. I'm pretty sure this will be possible for, you know, PS3 and 360. And if the hackers come out to the PC to all be able to cross-platform and utilize the same servers, because that's what's happening with like the PS2, PC, and 360 version of Final Fantasy Online.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Really there.
I remember that now. That would be cool. I hope that you know, that's what's going to be the sell for Street Fighter 4. I hope it doesn't get splintered off into, three different servers that are none interconnected. Shoot. What else I was going to say? It should. Sorry. Thanks to FMJ, he's found me the specs on what you need. Oh, wow. Thanks, FMJ. I was also kind of wondering if you think it's a possibility they may be able to you think they'll have the 6 out by the time Super Turbo hits Xbox 360? That's my thing, because that would be pretty neat. I know it's designed for Street Fighter 4, but man, it would be kind of neat if they actually get the stick out for the Xbox 3, because I mean.
Oh yeah, they had the sticks, the new sticks. People playing Street Fighter Alpha 2, plays the arcade version or whatever on the 360 over at the Expo. So I'm pretty sure, you know, they had the other games designed, other games in mind as well when they designed it.
Okay, no, that's some good news. That's some good news. So when's to changing gears a bit? When can we expect another video? And also FMJ wanted me to ask you, does he need to buy a 500 gigabyte hard drive on sale to make sure he has enough space for it?
Yeah, so I'm actually have been working, I've been busy a lot, but I've actually got my stuff out of storage recently, and found some older footage that hasn't been online that I wanted to put up, by request. And I remember speaking to Doug a while back, and I was reading like an old Instant Messenger blog, or not blog, Instant Messenger conversation that I saved on, what he wanted to see. Like, I have some old Eagle stuff that no one has seen. I was talking to James Chenser. Shout out to James if you're out there listening. he would like to see the Shin versus Amir matches, because I have that, and I have direct footage behind them, both players playing with crowd reaction to everything. So other than that, it's not on the Evo DVD. Something that they wanted to put on there. I believe didn't have time to do that. So I do have those matches, and that's something I am currently working on, along with other open matches that I'm trying to get with Preppy, the host online. Like right now, I've been having issues with internet. So as far as getting them up, it's a while. So what I end up having to do is probably put them on a DVD and send it to him so he can upload them to his site. But as far as a hard drive space, I've been working on using the smaller ratio, so it's tolerable, to download, or you plan on downloading on your hard drive. Also, another option I was looking at, I don't want to do is YouTube. They now have a high quality option where you can watch the video in high quality, and you can take the videos if you have the add-on to download the videos to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's another option I'm looking at doing, for those people that don't want to use up all the hard drive space on the higher quality, so they'll be able to go on YouTube and download the lesser, greater quality, which is going to be, space for those space cautious people out there.
So I was just saying that, by the way, backing up with some, FJ asked something interesting. You said that they was playing Alpha 2. What were they playing that on?
I want to say the 360. I think it was either, like I said, an Xbox arcade, or they're playing on the PS3, because they had a PS3 and the 360 console set up on this little cabinet, or like not a cabinet, but where they have the little booth in the little section. So it had to be one of those two systems.
Interesting, because I don't know how the heck would they be playing Alpha 2 on 360. And well,
it was Alpha 2. I'm not sure on what console it was running, because it was like underneath the table, whatever. And I do know they had the 6, and they're using 6, and then they have people using the tournament edition version, and they're using the other standard arcade stick, for the new ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting little mystery there.
That's something I can ask. I can ask around. I can ask Dean, people that was over at Capcom. So I recognize a few people over there. Okay, I asked Steph would know the answer to this, because he was there for a while, then he took off on Tuesday. So I didn't really get a chance to ask him, much. I ran into him.
I guess I can only think of two alternatives. Either it's the PS3 version, and someone has one of the older PS3s that can run PS2 games, and they're playing Street Fighter Anthology, Alpha Anthology, and they're just playing the Alpha 2 on Alpha Anthology, or someone has a PS2 under the cabinet and there's a converter being used. I mean, I guess that's the only other two alternatives I can really think of. But
yeah, I would guess the first one. Like I said, the only person that would truly know the answer to this is Mr. Seth himself.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be something you may want to send him a message and ask, because he's the one, the community manager, Capcom, and he was there, so he would have the answers, or he would know more than I would.
Man, you know what? It's so good. Like I said, I say this all the time. It is so good to have people on the inside. It's so good to have people, being able to, be behind the scenes and actually help, put out such quality products. And I just don't mean the new Street Fighter sticks, but just in general, the games, the net play and all of that. I mean, it seems like everybody, man. I mean, it's really, like I said, it's a great time to be a fighting game fan. So, shoot, for all those people out there that are, helping, like, in such manners, I mean, we do thank you, And the same to you, Nintendo. I mean, thanks for, your hard work in making this a success. And I mean, I'm still beside myself. Whenever I look at these sticks, I just think of a custom job. I have never seen sticks that, that has such a high quality to it. Usually, I mean, just like with anything, when something's mass produced, usually the quality is not, goes down a bit as opposed to someone making it hand, each one by hand. It's just like the barbecue place down the street from one of the banks I work at is, obviously they're a business and they serve a lot of meat. I mean, they can't slow roast barbecue over a grill for 6 hours to get that rich taste and all of that. I mean, you got to be able to cut some corners some type of way, to be able to accommodate the public. So, but I'm amazed at, even though it's not the final product, I'm amazed at what I've seen so far, and I know that, as Markman said, that it only can get better from here on out. So, shoot.
Oh yeah, because I know there's a lot of people out there before that's like really skeptical, and they was like, oh, Madcatz, they're crappy or whatever. I can't believe that they couldn't get someone else to make the sticks. And there's a lot of people out there like myself that's been burnt, like on the older, arcade sticks that they sold, and people went and bought, they paid 50, 60, 80, whatever, dollars, at stores for this, the real arcade stick and X arcade or whatever, and it's not the same thing. It's not the, the quality that, they're looking for, and they lost out on all that money. And so now whenever a new company or whatever, a new stick coming out, man, they're really skeptical, they want to, all that hard-earned money, they want to invest. There's serious pro players out there, and we're talking about like something that you're investing in, especially if you're one of the top players and this is what you do for a living. Besides, you have like a part-time job, whatever, and you want to spend that money wisely, and you want to buy the best stick out there. There are people out there that pays the custom stick makers on the site, on SRK, for high quality stick, like custom made, their liking, using specific, parts, whether it be hats, whether it be Shimizu, Sanwa, or whatever. People, they'll pay, up to yin-yang, to get, that stick, and then they're really concerned about that. So, this has reassured everyone when I posted this the pictures that night. I seen so many replies and everything, within a matter of that hour. I logged back in and checked on that thread, and so many people posted, oh my God, it's awesome, let's try, I'm definitely gonna pick one up. And it was like, at first I wasn't too sure, what I was afraid, but now I can't wait to, for that to come out. I'm gonna buy like 2 or 3 of them. And everything. So just pretty much, hype everyone up and kind of like, washed away all their, concerns. But still, you're not going to make everyone happy. Everyone doesn't want the turbo features there. They don't want the A button.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want their start button, somewhere else. So you can't make everyone happy, but what they're trying to do, they're trying their best. They do a lot of research, and they're also trying to, make it, accessible to everyone, and not just, the core, Street Fighter players. Because you got to think about, it's a business, and the Madcatz, they gotta, they want to make money, so, it'd be kind of stupid for them to not include, some of the extra features that, someone else, may find useful, especially at, at the price, and, and people, they're gonna want this gone, because they don't need it. And they'll think, well, that dropped the price, but they're not thinking from the business side of the house. So you got to look at it from, okay, well, you want to sell product. You don't want to sell just one particular product. There's a lot of people out there, have other uses. You want to make it accessible to everyone. And so, especially with now with how much game costs to make and everything, you got to think about, everyone in mind, and not just the hardcore players,
Right. Actually, by the way, do you know when they're going to be able to start taking pre-orders on these sticks?
There's no SKU available for it yet. That's something that I asked myself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other managers that asked about that. But something that I'll have to keep in contact with Seth and Dean and those other guys over at Capcom and then Markman. He's on the project, but he's not. I don't think he's on the marketing side of the house. There's different branches and different sections to the game. So you have the people that are working on the project and the design, then you have the people that do the marketing, then you have the people that do the distribution and all the other stuff. So there's a lot of contacts you got to make. So as long as we can, if they know someone inside, that division, and then that person in that division knows someone from this different division, we can get an answer. So I'm pretty sure that Markman knows other people over at Madcatz, marketing, whatever, and he'll get the answer to us, and of course all the other store managers and other retail managers out there, we'll keep an eye out for that, and we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, because I think I would, if you could pass the word, the sooner the better. While the hype is still high, I think it would be even a good financial move to, as soon as it's humanly possible, to make it available for pre-order. It should be, because there have been games that we have where we have pre-orders for, and we don't even know the release date for them, So I don't know what's all involved in the business. I'm not going to sit there and speak like I know how it works, but man, if any way they can open a pre-order shop, so that's just I think it would be really beneficial, especially while the hype is so high right now for the release of this, because shoot, FMJ just took a look. He didn't even seen the sticks until about 5 minutes ago, and he's like, "Where can I pre-order these?" And I saw that all over the threads. Where can I get them? Where can I get them? Where can I get them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm not a professional analyst or anything like that, but I've been pretty good at predicting sales of products, game systems, whatever. I've been like this before I even got in the industry, with working either at GameStop, Sony, or whatever. I've always been got an idea of where things were headed, based on the games, the marketing, and everything like that. It's the way I've always been, and based on the release date and how far they are as with the game itself, and then with you have cabinets already in Cali and some other places. So based on the release date, based on how far Madcatz is along with the project, I probably would guess that probably like in late fall that there'd be a reserve SKU available for the sticks, real close to the Street Fighter 4 release. So I probably wouldn't be looking forward to it probably not until as early as November. But like I said, I'm not a professional analyst or anything. Too early to tell. I'm not on a project, but like I said, I can get with Markman, I can get whoever, call some people up and see what's going on. If I can get in touch with whoever does the marketing, I can keep you guys posted.
Because you know what? Wow, I look at this. It's beautiful. It's a work of art. I almost don't even want to play on it just because you just want to admire the art. The removable faceplates and the ability to put your own design. See, this is what I'm talking about. Now this is going to be interesting. Next year at Evolution, we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of unofficial contest of who has the coolest Madcatz stick design. Man, I can almost see it now. It's going to be really interesting, and it's just, I'm sure.
You can have people out there that's gonna, straight out the box, they're gonna modify. That's what they had in mind. They realized that, tournament people that go in tournaments, they have a customized controllers, whatever. They had in mind that the stick to be modifiable. You know, so they already had some like pre-drilled holes, and for you to mount your sticks, you know, on stands or whatever. That's what we was told. So there's other stuff, there's other like features like that that can be included. So if you want to mount your sticks, they can, you know, you can mount it to a stand. You don't have to worry about screwing up your joystick by drilling holes and then, you know, drilling into like a circuit board or, you know, drilling into any wires. So that's going to have pre-drilled holes in it. There's going to be removable, replaceable cards, which is i.e. face plates with different artwork. You know, so they showed us the different types of artwork there. I wish I could have stole one of the little pamphlets or whatever. So I could scan the pictures, but I not put the two.
I wonder how many businesses, not businesses, but I guess I should call it. I wonder how many businesses going to pop up on SRK of people designing and selling their faceplates. You know, make a little money. You know, I can imagine that might become a little bit. I mean, I can just see it can be a nice little venture. You know, for the people that have any artistic skills or any visual artistic skills. I don't have any. So, I mean, I'm definitely be looking out for that sometime after the release of the stick.
Yeah, I think it would be, the cards are like 1/8 thick. So I'm pretty sure you got people out there, you know, they're going to have the standard, you know, they have the plexi, the leg stand, you know, glass, whatever size, you know, proper size cut out, and then in whatever artwork, you can pretty much, you know, whatever artwork you can print out over at Staples or wherever, you know, Kinko's, wherever you get your artwork printed at, and then, you know, put the glass over it, you know.
Man.
Over then, you know, the cards. You can see a lot of people doing that.
Oh, hold on, give me one sec. Hey, what's up, man?
What up, nigga?
I can barely hear you.
Hold on. I'm looking for my fucking shit, man. We on the show or what?
Yeah. We're still talking to Rotendo about the new Madcatz Street Fighter sticks. Which, you know, looks off the hook. And, yeah, and I mean, I'm torn, man, because I have a perfectly functional Real Arcade Pro 2 right here in front of me. You know, and I'm like, so I got to convince myself, who's in financial straits right now, to, you know, like, I mean, should I go ahead and splurge and get yet another stick? I mean, I guess I could sell this on eBay, right? You know, get to recoup some of the costs, you know.
This is what you do.
Huh?
I'm about to tell you what to do. Okay, you ready for this? Now you have a stick, right?
Right.
Okay. You have all the top players go to the next big tournament, and you have all the top players sign that shit. And
you know what? That's not a bad idea. If you know what, that's not a bad idea. I could have Yipes and Justin and you know Sue Mighty and all the old heads to sign the stick and then like auction it off. You know what? That may not be a bad idea.
That's what I was gonna do with my other stick, man. But I gave it to Shin Blanc. I was like, fuck it, here you can have that motherfucker. Gut that bitch out. I don't give a shit. Cause I got a brand new stick now, man. I got mine from Arcade in the Box.
But you gonna pick up one of these new Madcatz sticks, man?
I mean, I'll try it out, dude. But I like my fucking Arcade in the Box shit.
Yeah,
dude.
but you know, but this is gonna have removable face plates. It's gonna have pre-drilled holes, so you can, if you wanna mod it, you can go ahead and do so. I mean, and it's gonna be a nice custom. No one else is gonna have a stick that look like yours.
Yeah, I understand that, brother. You know, I'll get it for a collector's item. You know what? This is what I'll do. I'll buy that motherfucker, have all the top Street Fighter 4 players sign that bitch, and don't fuck with it no more. How you like that? It's just me and you on this motherfucker?
No, Rotendo's on here. You still here? Rotendo? Hello?
All I see is your name, dude.
No, oh shit. Oh my gosh, hold on. I just realized what I did.
You You hung up every fucking body else.
Oh my.
You done fucked the show up, dog.
Yeah, I sure did, man. I sure did. Hold on.
Chocolate rain. Some stay dry while others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. A baby girl is growing.
Damn, he mad at me now.
You have reached the voicemail box of 760.
You there?
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, man.
Who was all on here?
No, it was just Rotendo. I mean, it's a slow night, you know. I don't really expect much, so I'm doing this like a sort of a podcast type of thing. Like
Well, that's cool, man. I mean, real shit. I don't knock, bruh. I don't knock. The fucking sticks looks nice from what I saw, man. I just want shit to play right. That's all I give a shit about.
Well, that's what we talked about. He says, one of the things he says is that a lot of the hardware that's inside of the stick came straight out of the Street Fighter arcade board.
Okay.
So that leads me to believe that it is not a hack job. It's actually some serious thought put, into the, to the construction of the stick. So I think the stick, quality wise, my gut feeling says it's going to be fine, and I think it's going to be the next big thing. I'm sure that in Evolution 2009, every other person is going to have their own unique version of this stick with their own little faceplate on it. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 businesses pop up, people just in the business of making customizable faceplates for people. No matter what you went to, I'm sure there's going to be people with naked women on there. I'm sure there's going to be some people with sticks with naked men on there. You just don't know. I mean, but that's the beauty of it all, though. That's just the beauty of it all. Hold on for a second. He wants me to call him back. Hold on one sec. Rotendo?
I don't see no other name pop up, dude. So.
Okay, hold on for a sec. Alright, here we go. But Neo.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Actually, you sound louder now. Hey. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Shoot. Okay, let's change subject a bit. I'm just putting this out there for people. There's a lot of people that are crying foul over TVC being announced for Wii, Nintendo Wii. Just trust me. Just trust me on this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
TBC on the Wii, like, just a lot of people saying, well, graphically it's inferior, but you got to understand that the decision that was made behind that, it's all, with marketing, and then looking at, okay, well, the users, you have a very successful, unit that's, selling well, and then it's going to meet, it's the hardcore, it's going to meet, the casual gamers, but I think they're going to have problems pushing it here in the States because everyone's still, it's not going to be your typical Smash Bros.
You know what? Here's my point. My point is, you know what? Let's face it. Let's face it. In the United States and Japan, Nintendo won this round. From a user's perspective, there is no way that Sony can catch up. Nintendo is so far out ahead. Basically Sony and Nintendo have switched places. Nintendo's Wii has cornered the market in Japan, and I don't see it going anywhere but up. And so they took the path of least resistance initially. I mean, as I understand it, the arcade board for TVC is Wii compatible. So getting it on the Wii would not be, would not require a whole lot of R&D, because, so we're keeping that in mind, and keeping the fact that it is the most, highest selling console, and with the most installed user base. Why wouldn't Capcom release it on the Nintendo Wii? Because
I believe that they'll have it exclusive for the Wii. I think this is exclusivity. I don't know. Just on this. That's another thing that Seth may know. But I'm thinking it's probably one of those for a timed exclusive, and later on they'll have it released on 360 and PS3 down the road eventually.
But remember, Capcom told its shareholders that from now on, all major products. This is before way before. This is before TVC was announced. They said that all major projects from now on will be multi-platform. That's on Capcom's site that I read. They told this to their shareholders. So, that leads me to believe that it has to come, to PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2 or even Xbox 360 at some point in the future. So
buy stock in Capcom.
For one of these, here's the thing: corporate America lies about everything, but it doesn't lie to its shareholders.
I'm thinking probably like the Japanese, Wii, because that's what it's for, right? They said Japanese Wii.
It's going to be Japanese Wii, and then hopefully
because over here it's like they have a lot of with all the characters and everything, with the with all the legalities with them, being about different the rights, the IP for a lot of characters in the States is a lot different than it is overseas, because they're owned by different multiple companies over here in the States.
Right.
And so you got legalities over here. So I can see it not being released over here, and a lot of people are gonna import it. But overseas, I see why they can do that overseas. For one thing, the price drop is the only reason why 360 came close to being topping the Wii as far as sales. There are a lot of people speculated that the price drop, 360 was finally going to be on top. After the numbers came out, the Wii still beat them. The DS was the number one selling system, Japan, I believe the US as well.
You know what? I think, and here's the thing. All we know that PlayStation 3 is region free. So, so basically, what I'm waiting for is for them to announce it for PlayStation 3. And then once they have done that, then then the people that have been complaining about it, they can all shut up, because now they'll be able to play it, without buying a new system for it. So, I was playing. I'm not buying an Xbox 360. I'm sorry. I just can't buy a system where there's a 1/4 chance that it might go defective on me. I just can't.
360?
Yeah, I just can't. I'm not for $400. It's like I'll wait for the Xbox 720.
It's $199 now, brother.
Even if it's $199, that is $198 too much, because I am not buying a system that's gonna give me the red lights, And people say, well, it doesn't matter. They send you a box, but you don't understand though.
Hey, I know how to fix the red ring of death.
Okay, I know how to fix it too. Not buy it in the first place. See,
that was some nigga shit, bro.
No, I'm just being real. It's actually freaking ridiculous. It is ridiculous. That Microsoft wanted to get such a head start that they was willing to sacrifice the reliability of the system. That's just stupid. Here I am, criticizing Sony about the price of the PlayStation 3 when it first came out. I'm like, well, shit. I mean, well, at least that, I know if I buy this for $600, at least I know it's gonna last.
Hey, bro, just play it on fucking day.
I've never seen many or hardly any PS3s or Wii for that matter, been taken back, defective because they had an issue with it. It's always been 360. Even the new ones, even the Elites.
Yeah, even the brand new ones, they're still being returned, which leads me to believe that they still haven't really fixed the problem in the system. So that's why I'm not buying one, because even the brand new ones, because I was watching the 360 forums. Yeah, I just bought mine 3 weeks ago. Got the red lights yesterday.
What's this out? The refurbished 360 that Microsoft released.
What?
The new refurbished system that Microsoft released.
They released a refurbished.
What I'm thinking is like their own. It's like it's coming in 360 box, like brand new and everything, but it has a refurbished label on the top. And since if you open it, it doesn't have the HDMI ports or whatever. I'm thinking that those systems are backstock. I mean, whoever's from Microsoft that's listening out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm speculating that those are the old backstock that couldn't sell.
Mm-hmm.
And that they went back in and they had a technician, they upgrade some of the parts, and then they re-released it to make money off of it, and they labeled it as a refurbished system to Microsoft with a full year manufacturer warranty and all that. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, because it's an older model. I've seen them in the stores and been taken back refurbished, and
oh my God.
I'm having to explain to customers. Okay, what's the difference between the refurbished, 20 gigs and the new 20 gigs? Besides $20, I said, well, this is, and it's kind of hard to sell the system because, what's the difference between GameStop refurbished ones and Microsoft? Ours actually been tested. There's been, tested for at least 2 hours, by technicians. They have the parts replaced or whatever. Microsoft, I don't know. Exactly what's going on with their refurbished. I'll know that they can send to us in a brand new box, new packaging, new everything. That's all I know.
Hey,
but if anyone from Microsoft that can answer that, for us, that'd be kind of great. So I can get some answers, to the customers out there.
Yo, dude.
That's
I hate to cut you off, dude. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is on GGPO now.
Oh snap!
Now continue what you were saying. I'm about to play on GGPO.
That's pretty much it. That was it. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to say that because you're just sitting in my back room, and if anyone that's with Microsoft, with game whatever that can answer that question or whatever, I really appreciate it, because I really don't know what's so different about the hardware than the new stuff. I can't really sell those, for anything. I've been just trying to make, extra money by selling, the back stock, and they just relabel it refurbished.
All I know I'm saying is that no Xbox 360 this round. I'm just gonna have to wait until you know what? It's interesting though. I was just thinking though. By the way, I'm going to talk to Damn Die about adding Killer Instinct 2 to 2DS.
Actually, in a way, all right. Let me explain about that part with how Damn Die rocks it. Right now, he's doing it through the Final Burn. All right, he's doing it through the Final Burn emulator.
Right.
The Killer Instinct. What else? The Killer Instinct emulator that's out.
Mm-hmm.
It does not have any type of net coding or anything yet.
Oh.
So it has to. Yeah, it'll be hard for him to do that right now.
Well, that sucks monkey balls.
Yeah, it does, but still, it's. I'm trying to play some JoJo's on this shit. This is, I can't believe. I'm finally. He finally put JoJo's after I done made a whole thread about in February. Ponder, put JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as your first CPS3 game. Motherfuckers ain't listen to me. I'm like, wow, freaking amazing. But yo, so Guy, you're the one that built the sticks for the Street Fighter shit, or what's up?
Who, me?
Yeah, you build the sticks, or what's up?
Hey, well, I'm a stick builder, but I'm not the one like on the Madcatz team. That's Markman. Markman is the one that's actually on the project. Who's a SOK member. I was there at conference last week, and I got to see the stick. I went to seeing the sessions with Capcom and everything. So I've got like the behind the scenes look. I got to play. I got to play Street Fighter 4 again. All that stuff because I'm a store manager at GameStop now.
GameStop.
But here's my point.
You're one of the smart ones at GameStop, right?
But
yeah, I'm the one that actually know my shit.
There you go, man. I thank you.
By the way, let's all welcome, I guess, Dentron to the show.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, what's up going on?
What up?
Yeah. I just didn't want to interrupt. Is that Shin-Rotendo?
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just didn't want to interrupt him while he was talking. That's what he said.
No, that's all right. It's all right. I do apologize for everybody for being late. Sorry, I got held up. I didn't get home until about 9:45 or so.
I'm about to see how this Japanese playing JoJo's.
What else did I wanted to talk about? Okay, we talked about Street Fighter 4. Talk about TVC. Well, everyone know that that CF is getting Blaze Blue. Lucky bastards. By the way, if somehow you have not checked out the gameplay, go to Justin. Justin has a profile now on YouTube. So he has a whole bunch of Blaze Blue videos on there that he's been playing, and I mean the game is looking phenomenal. By the way, speaking of another game that's looking really nice, I got a link sent to me last night. King of Fighters 12. It looks pretty nice. I saw some gameplay footage. It was looking pretty buff. The characters are so big. It's still 2D, it's still classic 2D, but the characters are at least like they're at least 35% bigger. So the game looks like
this.
We still haven't seen, but the problem is that we haven't seen a direct feed. It's a camera looking at the game, So until we see a direct feed, I can't say for certain, but it looks okay. It looks pretty good, So hopefully we'll see a direct feed, preferably in high definition, so we can really see how the game looks.
It's about KOF 12.
Huh?
It's about King of Fighters 12.
Yeah.
That shit is beautiful.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am hopefully, hopefully that, all I know is, I'm hoping that, it's gonna have good net play, and hopefully it'll get a multi-console release, and, yeah, that's all there is to say.
That game is fucking beautiful. That's all I gotta say about that shit. That game is better than sex.
Hey,
I
Bunk,
don't
did
know
you play a
about
lot
that.
of KOF?
Okay, King of Fighters 12.
Did you play any KOF, Bunkei?
I haven't had the opportunity. I wish. Else I'd be giving you a full breakdown of what I've seen so far, but...
No, I mean in general, do you play KOF? A lot?
No, because, I watched King of Fighters 98 Dream Match, because it's actually become a little bit popular at preppies. When I was there was about 4 people playing it. So, I don't know. I don't really mean to sound superficial, but man, it's like one step above Super Mario Brothers, graphics wise. I mean, I'm like, goodness gracious. I'm like, it is straight up 1987. Even though the game says 98, you know. So
it's off by a decade.
Because I'm
the game is good, man. 98 is good, bro.
I mean, I'm not doubting that. I mean, I saw some interesting football, you know, some interesting quirks in the gameplay system. But man, I mean, it was just like, man. I mean, it was like, man. I'm like, this reminds me of Double Dragon 3. Yeah, on Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, sure. But at the same time, though, look at King of Fighters 12. Man, the game looks really beautiful. By the way, I didn't know that Street Fighter 4 runs on Windows XP.
Yeah, it was funny. I was at AI when they first booted it up for the first time, and they got like a big mouse cursor and a big blue screen, like exactly like Windows, except for the resolution was all jacked up at first.
Oh man, I gotta play against somebody, man, on this game tonight before I go to bed.
Well, the good news is that the specs. I'm looking at the specs for the board that the Street Fighter 4 runs on. You know, it's not that bad. I think. I mean, as long as you have XP or I assume Vista, and you have at least 1 gig of RAM, and you have a processor, whether it's Intel or AMD, that's been made in the last, I would say 3 years, I think you're gonna be fine. Graphics card. Oh man, it's like Radeon X 1600 or a NVIDIA 7300 or 7600. Oh man, you can get a graphics card like that for $50. Okay, so it's not gonna be that bad for people, you know. So don't be disheartened, you know. You know what? I haven't had very many nice things in life, but one of the nice things I do have is my computer, because my computer is a quad-core Intel Q6600, 4 gigs of RAM, Windows 64-bit, Windows Ultimate, I should say, 64-bit, and I also have the only weak link is the graphics card. I have a GeForce 8600 GT, which I am thinking of. You can get an 8800 GT for like $100 now, so I might just bump up there. Anything more than that, and you know, you won't need a heater or furnace in your home. You just have that computer running. So there's a graphics card. I mean, it happens now. I got 2 computers in my room. I close my whole room. Them 2 computers can keep my room at about 75 degrees. It could be below 0 outside, and it'd be hot as hell in my computer room, in my room, if I close the door. And in the summertime, I have to walk around naked because it's like I can't even dare to put on any clothes. It's so dang hot. Because you know, out here in Seattle, none of the apartment complexes have AC. You know, so
really none of it. Oh well.
I mean, yeah, just right, because, well, I mean, Seattle, the nice thing about Seattle is they have a heat wave that lasts at the maximum 3 days.
Oh.
And then it'll drop by 20 degrees.
And then when it gets hot again, or cold again, like a lot?
It can, I mean, but this summer has actually been on the warm side, you know, and, you know, we had a lot of 80s and, I mean, a few 90s, and I think we broke a record earlier this year in the summer, but now summer's ended. It ended yesterday because now it's supposed to be cloudy and rainy for the next 7 days. The highs only in the 50s or 60s, so I guess it's.
Oh, it sucks, man.
But at least we didn't have no hurricane come and destroy everything, so I'm not counting my blessings. So.
Yeah. Well, we had an earthquake in SoCal, but it wasn't that bad, I guess.
Earthquake.
Yeah, it just little shake up, nothing spectacular.
I can't believe this shit.
What are you playing?
Man, I'm trying to play JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on GGPO.
Why are you playing that game?
Say, bro, that game is fucking good, man.
I know, it's just a funny name, I guess.
Dude, it's good. It's actually a real deep game, dude. Real talk.
You know, and to change the topic to a more fanboyish topic, what is Gil, Urian, and Seth? Obviously, they're of the same species. Gil from Street Fighter 3, the new generation. Seth from Street Fighter 4, and Urian from Third Strike. They're all the same species, right? Anyone know?
I think you might have to beat it with Seth to see the whole story on how Urian and Gil came about. And I know Bison had something to do with the shit too.
Well, at least I'm imagining something like Bison trying to make the perfect soldier, and the perfect soldier, for once, he tried to do
his ass.
Yeah, and perfect soldier wound up beating his ass. By the way, that super that Seth uses in Street Fighter 4, the one where he does something with his belly, and he whips you around like you're in a tornado. Man, I was like, that was a bad move.
Yo, did y'all see Bison's ending?
He's got the screen.
Did y'all see Bison's ending? Bison's ending is like this, man.
Spoiler alert. Make sure you pause this and fast forward if you don't want to get spoiled. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Bison is like standing there, and a bunch of Sephs, bunch of Seph clones is like around him, dude.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much. Now here's the thing that's apparently there are 19 characters in Street Fighter 4. All right.
19? How many are there now? 16? 16.
No, I think it says 19. Now here's the interesting thing. Capcom said that 17 of them are playable. So the question arises, okay, we know that Seth is not playable. So who's the other character?
Fucking the Goken, man.
Oh, well, that's
yeah.
what some people. That's what people. I mean, they haven't said either way. We'll see. So that means what? After you beat Seth, you go fight this dude.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I guess
No, I think Akuma, but then they done made Akuma a playable character. So I never played Street Fighter 4. I'm just going by when I'm reading this shit.
Yeah, but what was his what would his name be in the United States? A lot of people are not fond of using
Shenlong?
Yeah, some people are not really fond of using that name because it's a misnomer because Ryu meant his Dragon Punch, not his teacher. I mean, Ryu is not that he's not that conceited to say, you know what, you got to beat my teacher before you can beat me. What kind of mess is that? So, I mean, I don't know. I guess either they're gonna come up with an all new name for him, or they'll just call him Goken and say for the hell with it.
Oh, shit's fucked up.
What do you think, Dentron?
I'm really not into all the like the history of the characters. Like none of that really appeals to me because if I wanted to play a story game, I'd play an RPG. So I really don't give a damn. All I do is
get off then. I mean, shit. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I mean, I like the gameplay. The gameplay is the number one thing for me when it comes to game. It nothing about the storyline aspects. It doesn't appeal to me very much. It's cool. Yeah, it's kind of neat to have a background, I guess. But it wouldn't. It's not gonna make it so I won't play Street Fighter 4.
Oh yeah, Blaze Blue coming to the Northwest. 10 minutes from my house.
Where's it gonna be? Literally 10 minutes from your house?
Yeah, really, because it says Tequila in Acme Bowl. Acme Bowl. That's 10 minutes from my house. Maybe not even that. Oh yeah, and if that's the case, then I'll go ahead and I'll look into buying a camera or whatnot, and we could start recording some footage.
This shit is hard to fucking play on this shit. Lag and GGPO.
What? By the way, does Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, does his cat have a name? Hello?
Inspector Gadget's cat?
No.
Claw's cat?
Dr. Claw's cat.
Oh, I fucking don't know. I'd have to Google that.
Yeah. Inquiring minds want to know. Shit.
Fucking Doctor... What was his name? Dr. Claw?
Dr. Claw's cat, man.
You don't. You've never seen Inspector Gadget?
No, I seen it. I just don't remember what the guy's name was because it's been a while.
Okay, you only see his claw. His name. Okay,
Wow.
never mind, man.
No, the name of... Oh, whatever.
So, like,
Mad Cat. That's his name.
oh my gosh, yeah, that's not his name.
That's what it says on Wikipedia.
Mad
It is
Cat.
Mad Cat. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
it is.
So right.
What? What's up? Come here, Mad Cat. Come here.
God fucking damn this shit. I'm gonna have to wake up in the morning and play.
Okay, that's funny as heck. Okay.
Hey, did anybody play Battle Fantasia or get a copy of Battle Fantasia?
Oh, I wanted to buy that. Checks out. They had the game at the Expo. I was talking to the guy that was running the booth, and he was saying he was kind of disappointed that there was no reserve queue for that game. I didn't even know anything about this game coming out. I saw it, and I was like, oh, that game's tight because it plays. It's like a good to gear, 3D, anime model, whatever. I mean, game's nice. It's beautiful, and it's supposed to be out like this week or come out this week or whatever. But the thing
It's
is that
out
I
right
never
fucking
got it.
now.
And I wanted to get it. It's like, I can't get it because, like, they didn't send it into, like, a lot of stores didn't get it because it wasn't reservable or there wasn't a SKU available. And that's one thing that he was, like, I was talking to the marketing guy that he was kind of upset about, because he was surprised by that. And he's saying, well, hopefully I'll have to contact the warehouse or whatever so I can get it in my stores so I can buy me a copy. Again,
Yeah, see, and I apologize for talking about GameStop yet again. You asked GameStop to do one little thing for the people.
You
and
know
if
what?
it's not some mainstream household name shit. They'd be like, "Hey, fuck you, guy."
Can I ask you a question? Rotendo, you say you're like a manager there, right?
Yeah, store manager.
Goodness gracious! One time, okay. Everyone knows the little difficulties I have with my job and everything. And I was looking, there was a couple of store openings for store managers in the area. So, man, I Googled, GameStop employees. Man, it sounds real rough. I heard that you guys been told to alter your time card so you're not on overtime, even though that you work more than what you're actually reporting. And I hear that GameStop is being sued in the South for that. And man,
Really?
and you get it says your incentive payout is borderline impossible, to get. And I mean, it's just
Yeah, everything is based with money, with GameStop. They're a corporation.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since the merger, like, everything's been based on money. It's like, especially with comps, everything that amounts to money. And we're not like any other retail where, I can have an employee, I can have hours for my employees. They can have, like, if I'm looking for full-time workers, they can work 40 hours a week, whatever. Every store is given hours based on sales and based on location and all the other factors that plays into it. So
I got fired behind some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, but when we say like I know I work at least 56 hours a week at least. As a store manager, I can work I can work about 40 hours a week plus 4 hours overtime and nothing more. And so they're really strict. The store policy as far as you got to clock out. Well, here in California, anyways, because the state law and everything, we had to clock out time. Once we hit 5 hours, we got to clock out for a meal break, and then take our full 30 minutes and clock back in, and we got to punch out when we're supposed to. What they call they have meal period violations. So if you hit a meal period violation, they have to pay your overtime. So if they have to pay your overtime, that pay you either take a extra hour off of lunch, or you end up having to cut an hour from work, whatever. Because it's kind of complicated because it's there's a lot of legalities and stuff involved, and that's why they stress you got to pay attention to what you're working. They stress on time management.
Can I ask you a question though? You work in California. In California, if you work more than 8 hours in a 24-hour period, you have to get paid overtime.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're salary or not, you still have to get. And then saying if you work more than 40 hours in a week, you got to get paid overtime.
Yeah, I get overtime paid. What I do is I just love to work. I mean, I was in the Marine Corps, for nearly 10 years. And I started working GameStop part-time, for 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's I don't care about, the money, whatever. All I care about is, because I'm in this, for the game industry, for the people, whatever, to help other customers, because I know what people want. I know what they're looking for because of what I'm looking for. I worked at Sony. I know how the other side of the house, how the publisher side of the house works and how the developer side of the house works. So that's what I'm trying to get into. So right now, for me, I'm just concentrating on doing the job as management, building my resume up so I can go back into the other side of the house, developing games, testing games, the writing games, whatever. When it comes to the pay, it's all you have to abide by what's the store policy because they're really harp on store policy, especially clocking in, clocking out on time. Because as a manager, you have to deal with if you can't manage time, and then you're doing all this time adjustment, you'll get flagged, and they'll flag you, and it's, hey, it looks like you're trying to cheat around or whatever. So I try to the best as I can manage my time, even though a lot of stuff doesn't get time done on time. So I clock out, and then I stay back, and whatever project needs to be finished, I finish it, I work on it, whatever, because I have that work mentality, from the Marine Corps. So I don't mind. I'm used to 40 hours straight work or whatever. So being deployed, whatever. I don't care. So it's what I've been. It's my prior training. That's my mindset. Work is work. Working weekends, whatever. I'm fine. I have no problem. Staying late to get the job done. But with GameStop, their mentality is, okay, well, you can't be behind the counter, you can't do whatever once you're off the clock, you can't do whatever. So
That's
I try
correct.
my best.
That's correct. You can't be doing anything business related because the thing about it is, I was just saying is that's a danger. If any, I mean, I you know what, you have a really, really, really rare work ethic. It says, but I'm afraid for you because if you get caught working after you clocked out, that could be your ass. Because because that opens up the possibility of of course being sued by the company. Because I think because I know that because in my last job there were people doing the same thing. They were clocking out for lunch and then they were staying in the store working on little projects and whatnot, and the cameras caught them, and they were terminated for doing that.
Yeah, I've been working on a lot. Usually when it comes time to clock out, whatever, I clock out and I leave, even though there's a lot of shit needs to be done. I delegate that to the other staff members.
Right.
You know, there's a thing I have an issue with, you know, because I'm like a new manager. I got out back in April, and got some like such a great job with GameStop that they saw this and, you know what, and he's ready for a manager, position, whatever. So I wasn't even an assistant store manager for barely 2 months, and I got promoted. I got my own store and everything. You have other people out there that's been assistant store manager at other stores for like 5 years, 6 years. You know, they're still assistant store manager, and there's a reason to that. You know, their work ethic, you know, whatever it is, there's a reason why they're still assistant store manager. I got promoted because, you know, I do a damn good job. You know, they saw like something in me that I can run my own store. And what I've been trying to do is I'm trying to cut back on working overtime or whatever, and just like allowing my guys to do the rest of the work. And it's a security thing. So you know, it's a security thing that because I'm solely responsible for the whole store. And when you have that feeling behind you, okay, well, you know, and you don't really know your people that well, you're new to a store, you don't know how well they work, whatever. I don't want to be like, okay, the cat's away, the mouse gonna play type of thing. So if I'm gone, you know, are they actually gonna get the job done? And then come back in the morning, the task will be done. And my boss comes, you know, to visit my store. He's asking me why was this not done. You know, it's my ass. Well, I want to ensure things get done. So now I have a good staff, so I don't have to worry about that. So you know, I've been kind of good on that, and so I don't have to worry about that as much. But that's what I had problems with a couple months ago. So a couple months ago, you know, I was doing this and adjusting my hours so I can be within company policy, because you can be, you know, you can be written up for it and possibly terminated. So, but you know, for me, I'm not too concerned about, you know, like the overtime or whatever. I'm getting paid as much as I was, you know, when I was in the Marine Corps. So, you know,
that's what that would really disappoint me. I look at the pay range. I don't even think it's possible to make more than $40,000 a year as a store manager, which is like pathetic. I was looking at the pay range. I'm like, you seriously making $35,000? And I mean, it would be different if you got like a really nice commission structure or bonus structure, but that's not the case. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah, it depends on your pay rate and everything else. You got let me see, other managers, they get paid more than I do because they've been in longer.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I get paid, I'm getting paid about the same, about more as what I was in the Marine. So from where I'm at and for how long that I've been with the company, I'm like above, you know, like in a above average or above percentile than, you know, the new hires, the new managers that's out there, because, you know, what I should be making close to what I should be, but like I said, I'm such a good worker and whatever, you know, I deserve to get what I'm making right now. And it's only going to increase, you know, within time. But like I say, I'm not going to make this a career. It's something like in a pathway towards my final goal, you know, and that's back into, you know, game development, you know, game design.
So even after, you know, if a couple of years down the road they offer you a district manager spot, you wouldn't take it?
If I'm with the company that long, probably not. I mean, because it's the same reason why, like in the Marine Corps, why I left the Marine Corps, you know, because I'm not gonna benefit, you know, retiring and then ending with jobs, you know, where, okay, they can ask you, okay, what's your experience, you know, job experience. It's all about job experience. It's all about who you know, your job experience and qualifications. And, you know, okay, well, district manager, whatever, that's going to hinder me from what I want to do. So, you know, I've been gone to ride the courses or whatever. I worked at Sony for a while. That gave me job experience. The management is giving me job experience for the role that I want to do, you know, which is production. Production, you know, producers, they're all about, you know, managing teams, budgeting, paperwork. You know, I can do that. I have the experience in the Marine Corps, and I'm doing the same thing, or more so, through GameStop, and they're going to see that. So, okay, well, great. So you know what we need to do. You know the business side. You know how the management teams. You know the time schedule. You know about budgeting. You know about SKUs. You know about the competition. You know, you have a passion for games. All is there. I have everything that's needed for the vision that I want. when I get back into the game industry now, and I'm just gonna allow the management position that I have now to build up, so I can use it, to hold more weight on my resume. I've set my resume out. People told me, "Hey, you got a great resume. You're so far along than what the other people. Even people that graduate from college with a degree in game design, they're having a hard time, getting a job as testers. So I'm ahead of the game, and something, I'm not going to leave. I have a dedication, to my position. It's through, the prior training. So I'm dedicated to what I do, and I'm going to give it at least, up until, early next year before I fill up the juices and leave, because I believe that, get newly hired, got a new store, whatever, I'm going to take at least 6 to 8 months to this store, right now my store's in the top, 200 in the whole company. There's over 5,000, stores in GameStop, and my store is in the top 200. And they can see that, I made my store in the top 200, out of 5,000, whatever GameStop. My store's in the first quartile. Look at my numbers, or whatever. This is what I did, in this short time, and I can get out. That's gonna make me more of I was like, man, we need to hire this guy. That's what I'm looking to do. So, if I get, offered a position as a DM or whatever, something that I would love to do. I wouldn't mind doing it, but something that I don't see is going to benefit me, in attaining, my goal, my job that I want to do. Just to answer your question, and I go on being long with it. So I'm in there.
Hey, can I ask you a question? I want to know why you guys chose to make, or I guess you didn't choose, but if you have any insight as to why they chose a Japanese style stick as opposed to an American one for the Street Fighter 4 one?
I have no idea. Too much is because of the parts that you're not be able to. Also, the casing, I believe that with the competition, the Perfect 360, the Ultimate Joystick, if you look at the base and the design for the joystick, it's not going to be able to fit in the casing. So that's why they chose to use the Japanese parts, because you can have a bulky, joystick, and then that's, it's going to be kind of like a lot of shallow, what it's like I said, that's one reason I see is why they chose to go with the Japanese parts. The person that can answer that question, better than I can is Markman, because he's on the project, and he can tell you why they chose, to go that direction. They've done research, and I guess based on their research and other factors, decide why that's why they decided to go with the ball top stick instead of the back stick that we're accustomed to. And it's probably cheaper too.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because the optical crap in 360, I'm sure even if you you order a lot of them, it's still going to be a pretty expensive project. Because you have to wire them all to get the power, the 5 volts or whatever to power the damn thing, while the other one just has micro switches. So I understand the technical aspects, but I was just wondering if there was I don't know, hoping there was another reason. I just like American sticks, so I'm being selfish.
Yeah, it's probably because not be able to fit in the casing that they in their design. Like I said, Markman, ask Markman, send him a PM, if you get the chance, and he'd be able to fit you in on decision and anything else on as far as design.
Well, I'm a sucker. I'm still gonna end up buying one anyway. So whatever. What is it? It's $70 for the mid-range one.
No, actually, it's $59.99. I think I tried to post a correction to that. I looked back at my notes. It's going to be $39 for the pad that resembles the Saturn pad. It's one of the best pads ever made. If you had a Japanese Saturn and playing on a Japanese Saturn pad, those are perfect for Street Fighter. And so it's supposed to emulate those pads. And then you got the regular standard arcade joystick, which is retail for $59.99, and then the tournament edition joysticks is retail at $139.99.
And what's the difference between those second two?
The difference is it's a totally different design. The size. Let's see. I have pictures. If you've seen the pictures, you can tell all the difference. As far as the parts, I don't think there's any difference in the parts. I think the mid-range one may not use the exact same parts as the view flicks, the view licks or whatever.
Yeah.
But the tournament edition stick uses the exact same parts as the arcade cabinet for Street Fighter 4. Exact replica, same feel, same layout, minus the addition of the two buttons on the end. And so I guess the weight could be different. But like I said, I don't know much difference as those two. So that's another question for Martin or whoever else is on the project that's also with a member of SRK.
Yeah. All right.
I just can't wait for it, man.
You gonna buy one?
I wanna play on it first. I'm sure that someone at Preppies will eventually get one, so I get the chance to, go ahead and give it a workout.
Trading my spare 360 to get one. I don't play much anyways.
Let me ask you a question. This is a question that I'm sure that it's been answered, but since I don't really know much about the stuff, but how will the fact that it's wireless, will that have any effect on input lag?
If they were wireless?
It's USB, right?
Yes.
But the controllers are wireless, right?
No, they're all
They're all USB. Oh, okay, well then never
Yeah.
mind. Then it's a moot point. Okay. Well then, because my problem is, because, both PS3 and Xbox will use Bluetooth, right? Wireless. So I was wondering if someone ever did a wireless stick or controller, would there be any input lag?
Depends on whoever the manufacturer, whatever the parts use. Like so many factors involved. Like I said, I don't know the schematics for each of the systems, and I really haven't used a third party Bluetooth device for any of the systems. I've always used third party, and there's always an issue with, okay, what about lag when using whatever. So I'm pretty sure they didn't want the risk that a lot of people are going to be having a problem or with lag or connectivity or compatibility. Is why they probably chose the USB route. And also with Microsoft being the way they are, they're not allowing other third-party companies to make a wireless device for their systems.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Man. In terms of hardware, Sony kills Microsoft this time around. PlayStation 3 is definitely the better of the two systems, hardware speaking. I guess that's a moot point when the PlayStation 3 is not doing half as well as the Xbox 360 in America, but still, shoot.
True, but it has always been about the software, because software pushes the hardware. Like what the original Halo did for the Xbox is the only reason why there is an Xbox 360 today. if it wasn't for Halo 1 and Fable, the Xbox would have died, a long time ago.
You know what? I think
people I know at Bungie, when Chris Carney, one of the designers, and the other people I know, when I met them a couple years back, they agreed with me. If it wasn't for Halo 1, that system would have died because it wasn't really, caught on until Halo came out, and then became like a system mainly for FPSs. And they get a lot of people, and that's when, people jumped on FPS, because, FPS was mainly PC, but when they saw, all these good FPS come out for the Xbox, they bred new life into the machine, and then it came out, more games came out, Ghost Recon or whatever, and that propelled it to where it is now. And now it's 360, and then when Halo 3 came out, that was, one of the biggest launch titles we've had, excluding, GTA. The GTA, they killed it. $500 million, in a week, and that's still, pretty much Halo 3 during September, I believe, when it came out, or was it October? When Halo 3 came out, there were so many 360s sold, that month low. I think it was in October. So it's always been software pushes hardware. So whenever the new marketing comes out in the older game or whatever, the systems and cloud systems is being sold as well. Because people, they wait until, the big title game comes out. People save their money to get that new system. Same thing with Metal Gear Solid 4 came out. That's one of the titles that I've waited for forever, until I got a PS3, but I couldn't wait. I waited until sometime at the end last year to get my PS3. I got a 60 gig PS3, so backward compatible, whatever. But I wanted to wait for a while. I didn't want to buy. We were the first one to buy PS3 and have it sit on my shelf and collect dust, knowing that Metal Gear Solid 4 won't be out until nearly 2 years down the road. So it's all about the software. So when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out back in June, there were so many PS3 units sold. We were just out of stock for PS3s, 40 gigs, 60 gigs. Any use we had trouble keeping them in the store, because people want to play Metal Gear Solid 4. When Halo 3 came out, we were out of stock of 360s because everyone played Halo 3. They bought 360 just for that game. And then when the next big title comes out, when Gears of War 2 comes out, when Fable 2 comes out, they can sell. There's going to be more 360s being sold. And then we got Little Big Planet, Resistance Fallen 2, and all the other big title PS3 games, along with God of War next year, and whatever, it's going to push more PS3 sales, and the same applies for, the Wii.
Hey, you know what? I was just thinking, and by the way, does anyone here play Final Fantasy?
I played Final Fantasy X.
So, I guess you probably guys heard the news about Final Fantasy 13 coming to Xbox 360.
360, yeah. I'm kind of excited about that, actually.
So, that's going to be interesting. That was, you know what, and you know what, that was probably the final nail in the coffin for the PlayStation 3 as far as trying to separate itself from the Xbox 360, because that was one of the main games that, really, oh man, you're going to need to get a PlayStation 3 for this. But, I mean, now that it turns out that no, it's going to be coming out on Xbox 360, they kind of deflated Sony.
Yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to wait to get PS3, because it was Metal Gear Solid 4, you got the God of War, Gran Turismo, and then you had Final Fantasy 13. So I was all looking forward to on the PS3, but then after E3, and then when that announcement came out that it's going to be available for the 360, I was like, wow, that's crazy, but it was a smart decision on Square Enix part, because it's more of a fan base on the 360. Well, not fan base, but it's more users. You got over 10 million Xbox Live users on 360, and it's more 360 owners than PS3. So doing the math, it's all about making that money. It's all about the dollar bills.
Right. I mean, you know what? One of the things I hated that Sony did when they was unveiling the PlayStation 3, one of the things I hated, do you guys remember when they showed the high definition remake of the opening intro for Final Fantasy 7?
Final Fantasy 7, yeah.
and the crowd went absolutely nuts. Then they said, "Oh, that was nothing." What do you mean? What the hell you mean that was nothing? Why would you use Final Fantasy VII out of everything you could use? Why don't you just show a preview? I guess it'd be a Final Fantasy 11 then, or 12. I'm like, why of all of the demos that you use, why would you choose a game that everybody would know that they would love to see a remake of or a sequel to? And
they wanted, their excuse or whatever their reason was, okay, well, we wanted to show, the graphics, whatever, the upgrade from the PS1. It's like PS1. It wasn't even PS2. It was a PS1 game.
Right.
We done. It wasn't. I'm thinking that it could be a side project, but like it's not sure. Even at conference at the Square Enix, session, a lot of people ask the same question. So is there, Final Fantasy VII remake on PS3? And they said no. They said no. It's not coming out. That was just a demo, a tech demo. When the PS3 came out, you just showed, the graphical powers and all this other crap, whatever.
You know what? My conspiracy theory is. My conspiracy theory, there is a Final Fantasy VII remake, but I think Sony sort of kind of conceded that Microsoft and Nintendo won this round. And they've said, and I mean, so if I was Sony, Final Fantasy VII Remake would be a huge title. So with that in mind, I will use that as a launch title for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but you got to think about Square Enix now, because if we remember Square Enix, it's 19. If you haven't noticed, you got these past out just came out for the 360. It has been released on the PS3. You got Infinite Undiscovery. The game just came out, for the 360, and that's the PS3. So you got a lot of games, a lot of RPGs on the 360 by Square Enix, and not on the PS3. So it's kind of thinking, okay, where is the direction, for Square Enix, and why not? How come they didn't develop the game for the PS3? But then
it's the same reason why. Yeah, it's the same reason why there wasn't any Final Fantasy games on the Xbox, but there was one on PS2. I mean, Microsoft had the market. They're gonna go. It's not worth putting all that money in R&D for a system that only has a drop in a bucket as far as the user base is concerned.
It'll be something else if they do come out with the Final Fantasy VII remake, but it won't be on the PS3. It'll be released on the 360.
You know what? Well, I think that. I think. You know what? I say this much. If anything, I think what's supposed to. My conspiracy theory is that they will release it on the next generation, but a more realistic thing, it might have been just like they said, a tech demo. But I also thought they used that as to gauge the reaction on whether or not it'd be a viable. People do that all the time. Like in cars, manufacturers commonly show concept cars, and just to gauge the feedback. And if the concept car is gets a lot of great feedback, then it's put into production. And obviously the feedback was enthusiastic with Final Fantasy VII's intro on the PlayStation 3. So, they're not going to. I can imagine they're actually going to ignore a potential cash cow. They understand that.
They could put all that work, on a tech demo.
Mm-hmm.
They might as well use something else. That's like another reason, why I believe, something else is in the works.
It has to be. They're already expanding it. They made a Final Fantasy VII, the sequel movie, which I actually liked. I know a lot of people didn't care for it, but I like it because I like the way they did the characters. Because for the most part, the characters were spot on. The fight sequence with Tifa, man. Even though she lost that fight, boy, she didn't go down without one. But Man, I just said, yeah, I can't imagine them going through all of that work of creating a demo just to show it off. I mean, they could have showed something else if they just want to show off a graphics demo. You know, there has to be something more to that, and I mean, I cannot wait. If they do a Final Fantasy VII sequel, I don't know. I don't even know which one would I want more. Would I want a Final Fantasy VII sequel or a remake with a real ending? You know, I mean, because you know, a remake doesn't have to be a pixel for pixel remake. You know, they can always flesh it out. You know, add stuff that's not there. You know, or you know, it's really, man. I mean, I can just think. I mean, they can really go either route. Anyway, I'd be happier than a pedo at an elementary school if they just you know do another Final Fantasy. So I don't mean no tactics game. I don't mean no puzzle game. I want an actual authentic sequel. I mean, they gave us a sequel to that sad Final Fantasy X. You know, I said, man, you know what? You know what? Why is it that Final Fantasy VII was probably like the only game that featured a male human that's not infamous or homosexual? I mean, you know, I guess Squall wasn't, you know, gay either. But man, I mean, it's like the Cloud was cool. He was a little bit of a recluse, you know, kept to himself. But he was a bad motherfucker though. You know, I mean,
a pretty big sword.
You know what? My favorite design of any weapon was the Ultimate Blade. I was so happy when I got the Ultimate Blade. I was like, yeah. No, I remember the first when I got because you know you got to defeat Ultimate Weapon, right, to get the Ultimate Blade for Cloud. Man, I got that Ultimate. I ran out and find that. You remember them trees? They'll kill you by like shooting you with all these bunch of needles. I forgot the name of them trees. These little trees that you fight.
Cactuar?
Huh?
The Cactuar.
Yeah, that must be it. Cause I just went out and found the hardest enemies. I got this sword now. I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna cut you deep. I'm like, man. I love Final Fantasy VII. That was the one of the few games where it really showed me why I play video games. There are only 4 games in my view, of course everyone's different. There are 4 games that showed me why I play video games. The first one was The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past on Super Nintendo. The beginning part when you go out in the thunderstorm and you go into the castle to find your uncle, you grab a sword, you go fight other people. I mean, that shit was just awesome. Secondly, Street Fighter 2 Turbo for Super Nintendo. Because I was like, because ever since I played World Warrior on the Super Nintendo, I said I always wanted to play Vega. And I finally got a chance to play Vega, and I was kicking everybody's ass with Vega. So then, Secret of Mana.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Secret of Mana.
Favorite game of all fucking time, Secret of Mana, for the Super Nintendo. You know, I have like 3 copies of the game. I have the Japanese, you know, copy app. I love this game.
The game had the best of everything. Had a great storyline. You know, it's got great RPG elements, and you could play 3 people at once. And the game. I loved it. I loved it. I was so sad when I beat the game because I knew that I was like, oh man. Because you won't get that. You know, you just won't get that type of feeling anymore. And then, you know, the 4th game is Final Fantasy VII. You know, and that, you know, those 4 games made me realize why we play video games. And since Final Fantasy VII, I've yet to play a game that gives me that tingling sensation. Like, man, this is really fucking cool. Halo 1 came close. Halo 1 came very close.
You played any of the Metal Gear Solid games?
I mean, Metal Gear Solid is fine, you know, and it's really cool. And although I suck at strategy games, you know, stuff like that, and so
Like StarCraft strategy, or are you talking about Metal Gear Solid still?
not well, I mean, Metal Gear Solid, you know, Metal Gear Solid, you know how you always gotta, you know, there's like 23,000 different puzzles you gotta find out how you can get to the next level, and I'm one of those people, I just want to fight my way through. Like, I like Soul Reaver. Well, that had some puzzles too, but usually you just fight your way through, man, you know. So, by the way, that's a underrated game. Never really got to do what it deserves. Because it began with the Legacy of Kain and everything. You know, that had a really deep, good storyline. You know, for those who have never played it, you know, it's a really good series checking out. I like the Prince of Persia, the remake. But then
The
it's like
Sands of Time or the other one?
the Sands of Time was really good. That's what I mean. It's probably, you know. And then the second one was all right. The third one was pretty good, you know. But the problem with the Prince of Persia series is that I don't get a sense of continuity, because like the prince does not look anything like he does in the second game that he does in the first game. First game he looks like a teenager. Like, he reminded me of Aladdin, which is, you know, in Prince of Persia 1, you know. In the second one, he's a lot darker, and the third one, I don't know who the fuck he looks like in that game. I mean, it's just, and I don't get no sense of continuity. Huh?
I said he went through puberty and got a tan.
Man, I guess so. You know, it's like in the first game, he was just a teenager. In the second game, you know, he talked to Sean Merriman from the Chargers and got some growth hormone, and he came out all buffed and everything, and I mean,
Then fucked up his knee, and now he's not playing anymore.
By the way, I guess I should make a remark on that. Man, let me tell you something. If you don't believe that games aren't fixed, or at least some games aren't fixed in professional sports, you are a dumbass. You are a dumbass person. Don't tell me that in a certain football game you have not just the replay equipment stop working. Not only the replay equipment stop working, but the dude that's the vice president of the referee system, he said that the backup system doesn't work either. And I said, so on top of so then they let a play go that should have been overturned. And oh my gosh. So now on top of that, now then you come again with this dude, Ed Hockley. Jay Cutler fumbles the ball. Quite obviously. For some reason, this dumb son of a bitch, he blows the whistle when the ball hits the ground. So now it's a dead ball. And that means that even if you challenge it, it doesn't matter because it's a dead ball. Why? He said, so the question is, why did he blow the whistle then? My fault. I thought it was an incomplete. Wait a minute. How can you know? How can you think it's an incomplete pass? You look at the footage. There's no way you can say that was an incomplete pass. There was no way you can mistake it. Now, if your eyes are that damn bad, then your ass needs to retire. I was like, so then of course, you know, Denver went ahead and won the game.
Are you mad? You're not a Chargers fan, are you?
No, I'm just saying, man, that's too much for a Chargers fan to take. It's bad enough it shows that the equipment, quote unquote, stops working. But on top of that, you're gonna have a referee that whistles the ball dead, because the referee. You understand, the referees are always taught that if they're not absolutely sure what happened, let the play go on, and then you just go back and just look at it.
You're right, but it's just funny because I live in Southern California. I'm a Raiders fan. And I just rub it into all the Chargers fans out there because I have to deal with a lot of them.
Raiders fans, the best thing that Raiders fans can do is to put some cyanide in Al Davis's coffee and hope the man kills over dead.
Yeah.
So you know, you guys can. You know what? I'll say this much. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys, are a fan of football or not, but you ever notice that certain teams go to the playoffs each year? They may not get to the Super Bowl, but they go to the playoffs each year. But then you got certain teams that haven't been to playoffs since before we were born. You ever wonder why that is? I tell you why it is. It's the front office. I mean, he said you can make lemonade out of lemons, but you can't make lemonade out of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
What teams are you talking about?
Huh?
What team are you talking about?
I mean, we could use the Raiders.
No, they went to the Super Bowl in 2002.
I mean, they did, but they haven't done shit since. You know what I'm saying? But
Since
then, okay.
Then, you're right, they suck.
Right. It said, I could use the Rams. Since the same thing. They haven't been in the Super, they was in the Super Bowl in 2001. You know the difference is between the Rams, the Raiders, and some of the other teams that haven't been in the playoffs since I don't know when. And then you got teams like the Giants and the Eagles and you got the Patriots and the Colts. They go to they go to the playoffs every year. You know why?
Well, see, the Patriots sucked before Tom Brady got there. The Patriots weren't that great before Tom Brady got there.
No, they weren't. But he's been in the league, what, 7 years now?
Yeah, why? Well, see, that's about the same time frame as when the Rams stopped going to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just but changing of the guard, if you will.
But my point is, it's the front office. The front office, the GM, the vice president of operations, all them people. You know what? The problem is, we said football careers are very short. Very, very short. And instead of, you're supposed to replenish your roster with bright, young talent. Teams have done it. The Patriots have done that. Whenever they have injuries in their secondary, they seem to always got to have somebody that can step up that plays good football. It seems like they always got got the answer for that. But then some other teams, when it's like the Rams, where they don't got any depth on their charts. So when their main man goes down, guess what? They're going to they're going by high schools asking, hey man, you want to play some football? I mean, seriously, they grabbing people off the streets to come, basically just to be a warm body on the offensive line.
Hey, you're big. You can play football, right?
I mean, I can go play for the Rams right now if I wanted to. And that's the reason why Mark Bolger gets sacks like 80 times a game, because these people have there's a reason why they're not playing in the NFL when you found them, because they don't know how to play. I mean, you'd be better off having barriers there, the same barriers they push against in training camp. You might as well put those there. That'd be a lot more effective than putting them players on the damn field. And some of them are some, you know what, I'm black, so let me preface this by saying I'm black.
I realize that.
There are too many Dans. Well, I mean, there are too many dumbass niggas playing in the football. You understand what I mean by that? We have a lot of athletic talent, but a lot of these players are dumber than a box of rocks.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that's the problem. The thing about I read this about the Patriots a while back. I found that they don't recruit anybody unless they got a GPA of at least 3.5. They don't care how gifted you are on the field. I mean, what good is if you can run a 0-4, 0 to 40-yard dash or whatever in 4 seconds flat if your ass don't know where to be when the play resumes?
That's true. Well, no, I don't even think it's that. I think it's like too many fucking idiots are having off-field problems, like off-season.
Man,
like
come on, man. You could tape the dude out the hood.
But you can't.
Man, I don't get it though. I just don't get it, man. How is it that you can get pulled over for DUI? You a millionaire. Can't you hire somebody to drive your ass home?
No. You gotta drive your Lambo and then drive it drunk on the way back. That's how real ballers do it.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. I mean, by the way, if you missed the Eagles Dallas game, man, that was a good game. I mean, you missed a really good game. It ain't over though, because of course Dallas got to come back and play at Philadelphia. Oh, you know the T.O. is going to get his warm welcome.
Yeah. Wait, what team do you like?
What team do I like?
Yeah, well, no, what team are you a fan of?
Well, I mean, I have to say, I have to claim the St. Louis Rams. That's just like claiming that my uncle is John Kevorkian, I mean, he weird, but you still gotta accept him. I mean, but you know what? It's one of those things. It's the front office. Don't get me wrong. The Rams went to the Super Bowl in '99 and 2001. Through those 3 years, you know how? Because they got lucky. In 1 year, they got Orlando Pace, arguably one of the best left tackles in football. They got Marshall Faulk. They got Torrey Holt. They drafted Torrey Holt that same year. They already had Isaac Bruce. And then Trent Green went down with an injury, and then Kurt Warner came up, who's the second most accurate passer of all time. All in 1 year.
So basically you're saying it was just hella dumb luck.
Yeah, it really was.
Okay.
It really was. It was hella. I mean, that's how it is. And, instead of Rams building on it by having good, bright future talent to replace the aging players, they just let their team age and then.
New York, let's go.
What?
End of story. Good. Now that I ended, I would like to introduce myself. It's your boy D Nice.
Okay, it's your boy D Nice. Anyway, as I was saying.
Damn. God damn it.
I'm gonna finish this point. It's like the Rams are old now. I know a lot of people trying to say, man, Isaac Bruce, man, they say, oh man, he's with the 49ers now. What we do? He's 750 years old. They say the dude couldn't outrun Yoda.
Yoda's pretty fast.
Seriously, man. You know what's bad? I tell you what's bad. One time I was watching the Rams game last year, and it was like a Hail Mary, right? At the last play of the game. Do you know the ref outran the receiver? The ref was in the end zone before the receiver was.
The dude's in like a wheelchair.
Yeah, the ref was like 280 pounds, had too many hot dogs, but that nigga can run. He ran all the way to the end zone. He got there before the receiver did. I'm like, what mean? That tells you the team is old. Team is old.
Why did they move him to St. Louis from LA again? What was the reason?
Well, said two unbearably bad teams would be just too much.
Oh, I see.
I tell you a team that
I mean, for real, I didn't forget about the show. I thought the show would be done by the time I just got home. I thought the show would be done. Now I'm seeing it's still on. Y'all talking about the wackest team, the Rams. Like the Rams, they ain't won the playoffs this year. Let's be real. And I want to see who will win first, Miami or St. Louis. I mean, come on. And I live in Miami.
Man, why you had to go there, man? Now you trying to want my team to go winless? I mean, you know what? Fuck you, man. I really don't give.
Don't get me wrong. Wait, Ben, easy. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, fuck you, man. I mean, how you dare you come on here and talk about Rams going winless, man? I don't need that bullshit. I heard that bullshit last year when they was 0-8.
Yeah, that was sad when they were 0-8, but they won first. I mean, I got a bright side. And they got a better record than Miami. Man, they got spanked by Arizona. I mean, shit.
You know what? I feel bad for Miami because they lost.
It's bad that the rookie led the last drive of the game, and they scored a touchdown. How you let a rookie? You could have scored a touchdown all this time. They let a rookie quarterback come in and did a good ass drive.
You talking about Lemon?
50-something yards in that drive.
Hey, you know what? Hey, what about this for Miami? They lost their only good player on their entire damn team. Jason Taylor. How the fuck you gonna let him go? It's like, is this your point?
Leave, actually.
I think they're secretly conspiring against the fans. Like, you know, we want the first draft pick every year. So we just got to make sure that we don't get a better record than 1 in 15.
The first draft pick every year. It's like,
you know, I mean, but anyway, let me tell you my picks for the Super Bowl.
Waiting.
It's actually a rematch of a regular season interconference game of last year. I'm going to go out here on the limb. I'm going to say, no, it's not actually a rematch. I'm going to say Steelers, Green Bay.
Really?
Green Bay.
By the way, on the AFC side, don't try to argue. If the Steelers stay 100% healthy as they are right now, what team in the AFC really going to fuck with them?
I guess that's true.
Honestly, like, the only team I can see that might beat them, I think Denver has the best chance. Right now, as of right now.
But you know, 3 years ago, remember when the Steelers won the Super Bowl, who did they go through? They went at Indianapolis, at Denver.
They had no home game, of course.
Yeah, and they beat them all. And at Cincinnati.
What's wrong? Like, Marvin Harrison need to step his game up. I think his age is coming to him.
Marvin Harrison. Okay, here's my thought about Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison is not the same receiver. I mean, because now it used to be that this man made fantastic catches. He still makes catches, but the instant he gets touched, he fumbles the ball. You guys noticing that?
Mm-hmm.
Harrison is like fumbling every. He did that in the divisional round last year.
Yeah, that was a big fumble. I mean, that fumble cost a lot.
Yeah, that cost him a lot. You know, I mean,
same thing with Westbrook, yo. Westbrook need to stop fumbling, man. Especially, man, Monday, man, I was so pissed. I wanted Philadelphia to win. He fucking fumbled the ball.
Man, what was he fumbling? Why don't you talk to your boy Tony Romo? Let me tell you about something about this dude. This dude is great as long as the game is not on the line. Because when the game comes on the line, this dude forgets how to like grab a football.
He's a choke artist, man. I'm surprised he made that drive. I was like surprised he actually did a good drive. But he's a choke artist.
Man, if I wanted a good choke artist, we would have kept Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, but Drew Bledsoe got injured. And then Tom Brady took over. And they were 0-4, my God. So, and look at Castle, yo. Yo, for real, like Castle, come on, you made it sound like he was new. He's been on that team for like three seasons. You know, so Castle.
Let me tell you something. Castle is gonna have a nice time in the NFL until he meets the Steelers. Then it's hello NFL.
Who Patriots play next anyway?
Man, some weak team. It's no one. I know it's no one important.
When did they play? The Steelers and the Patriots.
I don't know if they play in the regular season, but you can bet. I'll bet all the gold in Kentucky that the Steelers going to wind up with a better record, and the Patriots are going to have to come to Pittsburgh.
Hey, I didn't notice GDPO got JoJo. Damn, too bad my stick broke.
Man, you know what? Now I think. Hey, by the way, another team not to sleep on. I wouldn't sleep on the Cardinals. I know people say that every year, but
nah, man, they play. I mean, come on, look what they play so far. Let's be honest.
This is me sleeping right now. Good night.
I mean, I'm asleep right now. I'm asleep right now.
You going to sleep? You nice? I'll sleep.
What up?
No, it's
all right.
Never mind.
All right.
Yo, I'm asleep on them right now. Cause right now they ain't really play anybody that's decent. I mean,
that's true. They beat the Steelers last year. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, San Francisco. I mean, yo, honestly, that's the next team to be up and coming. You know, from having a losing season. The last season they did a damn well good job from what we were expecting. You know, so.
Hey, well, first, you know what? You know why the 49ers are doing well this year, even though they're 1-1. You know why?
They set their defense up though.
I mean, you know why? Because they got rid of that sad quarterback, Alex Smith. I mean, like, listen, okay, you know, after a couple of years, if I don't see no improvement, your ass is gone. It's like Janet Jackson says, "What have you done for me lately?" I mean, that dude cannot play.
Look, they made that song. Damn, I heard that song at work all the time. Like, that sound like Janet Jackson. That must be her.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know, I'm sorry, man, but Alex Smith cannot play. I mean, he has no business in the NFL. It's just like it's like Tavares Jackson in Minnesota. What the fuck was the coach thinking when they put that dude? That dude, you know what, man? I don't get it.
Man, Minnesota choked that game, man. They had that game won.
Man, when you kick 5 field goals, well, that means your offense cannot score. And you know, and Dreyfus being healthy again, I knew it was gonna be a matter of time before. Man, Tavares Jackson needs to maybe convert to a wide receiver or something, man. Like they did the Seneca Wallace for the Seahawks. And maybe they need to just convert him to a wide receiver or something because that dude sure hell can't throw.
Hey, Pittsburgh at New England, Sunday, November 30th.
No, you know that's gonna be all right.
There it is. There's lots.
There it is.
There's time to get injured between now and then, though. So I don't know if that's gonna be like if it happened tomorrow or this Sunday, then it would be a lot better. I don't know. It'd be a cooler game, I guess. But I mean, inevitably, someone's gonna get injured between now and then.
All right,
Sure.
man.
The other thing was the Arizona Cardinals are at Washington Redskins this weekend.
That'd be a good game.
Okay,
Yeah,
if they win that game, then I'll believe you. Then I won't.
Because actually, the Redskins, no one's taking the Redskins seriously. I'm like, okay.
What? Yo, don't sleep on Redskins. Yo, the whole NFC East is godlike, yo.
You know what's gonna happen, right? You know at the end of the season, it says the 2 wild card spots are all going to be in the NFC East. It's gonna because between the Eagles, the Giants, and the Cowboys, one of them is going to win the division, and the other 2 is going to win the wild card spots. And then it's probably going to be what?
Like, honestly, like who you think has the worst? Who do you think the worst divisions this year?
Easily, it's easily the NFC West.
West.
It's easily the NFC West. Yeah,
you don't think NFC South is not too up to far?
You know what?
I think AFC South is pretty bad as well.
AFC South, the Tennessee Titans. Are you kidding me?
They're not doing so great.
I'm just saying, like, with the exception of the Titans, like, really.
And the Colts?
Come on, man. The Colts, their chemistry is, like, mad off, yo. They barely won that game.
Okay. You know what? You know what? We fell into that trap 2 years ago. Remember, the Colts had the worst defense ever seen in football? 2 years ago, what happened? They won the damn Super Bowl.
They did win the Super Bowl, but their offense and defense is not doing too great. Look how much points they scored.
Dude, it's week 2, man.
A win is a win, but yo, for real. But they keep playing like that. Come on, man. They got.
It's only a matter of time. You know, it's only a matter of time before he catches fire. I mean, they ain't gonna suppress Peyton all throughout the season. He's gonna catch fire, and then it'll be back to the trenches for the Colts. I mean,
so you think the Pats gonna take AFC East?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think the Jets are still a lot better with Brett Favre than they were last year, but they're not.
I think the Jets gonna make the playoffs if Brett Favre does what he do. I mean, but I don't know.
I mean, they ain't gonna go far, but you know.
AFC West is like bad. Like Denver probably might take it because like Chargers. I mean, the Chargers did get ripped off. Hands down, they got ripped off.
Well, you know what? The Chargers' booty is loose because they got ripped off in the game against the Colts last year. Remember that fumble?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Last year.
They had a bad break.
I mean, that team. It always seems like they. You know what? And you know why I feel bad about the Chargers is this loss against the Broncos. You know it's going to bite them in the ass at the end of the season. This game is going to get magnified again at the end of the season when it comes up. They're going to, they're going to be on the road when they could have had home field advantage, and it all because of this one game.
Right. Yeah, like Denver, and like, I don't know, Denver, yo, honestly, yo, like the Raiders, they might have a good record. I say they go 8-8.
Really?
The hell?
I think they could do it 8-8.
Man, hey, listen, man. Have you been snitching? Have you been sniffing some?
I made a bet at the beginning of the season with my roommate that the Raiders would win at least 6 games this year for pizza.
They could win 6 games.
Have you been
That's
sniffing?
I think they can win 6 games.
It's possible, yo. I mean, I think they can win 6 games.
You know
I
what?
think Miami will win.
I think
one,
Obama
two
can be
games.
president. Doesn't mean he is. I mean, come on.
I think
I'll
Miami
I'll
will
take
win
another
2
bet.
games.
No.
Like Miami, right now they might not even have what's his name start, Chad Pennington.
The dude's arm is so weak. He does not have a good arm. I mean, I think that's his problem, and I don't really think he's that smart of a dude. I mean, that dude needs to go. Just start modeling for GQ or
Miami's
something.
like so in desperate need of quarterback, though. They just immediately pick up Chad Pennington like the next day he got released.
I don't get it, man. Okay, I don't get it. You got a choice. You can go to a draft, and you can get somebody that's unproven, and take a risk on them, turn out to be trash, or you could choose someone who's already been known to be trash.
I think what they should do is, I think they should try and pick up Matt Leinart. I mean, because I think Kurt Warner's going nowhere. Real talk. See, and that was a big fuck up last year. They switched out Kurt Warner. What the fuck were they thinking, yo? Once they switched out Kurt Warner, they was like on a 3-game losing streak. And I was like, oh, are you serious?
Kurt
man?
Warner needs to come back to damn St. Louis, and they can take Mark Bolger.
Yo, Mo Bolger. Poor guy.
Poor guy. You know what? Let me tell you something. That dude, he's a choke artist, just like the other. I mean, don't get me wrong. The offensive line is bad. But shit. I mean, I watched him before the offensive line was bad. And I seen when the game was on the line. And that.
They took the Rams towel, the quarterback towel, wiped it on their ass, and gave it right back to. That's basically what they did.
You know what, man? Did you guys watch the post game conference with Coach Linehan after the Rams lost?
Nah.
He's like, this is what he said. He's like, they asked him, so what happened in this game? He said, didn't you see the same fucking game I saw? He was pissed, man. I was howling, but I think the Rams record is probably gonna be 3-13. That might be pushing it. It might be 1-15 after it's all said and done. And their first win may not come until November.
But say Miami.
Yeah, man. Basically,
like, who will win, Miami? The battle of who wins first. That'd be funny. The game ends in a tie. I'll laugh.
No, that would not be funny.
You ever heard the Falcons versus Steelers that ended in a tie? Like, damn, it's been like a long ass time since I've seen that. That shit should happen one game. But no, real talk, man. Like Seattle, when they got, man, that's a big loss, yo. Big loss against the 49ers.
Oh man, and I live in
NFC
Seattle. I mean, I'm a fan of the Rams, so I'm just laughing. I have really nothing to laugh about. But man, you know what? I mean, I feel for them because they don't got no wide receivers.
Wait, who's in the NFC West? It's the Rams,
the Seahawks,
49ers,
the 49ers, and the Cardinals. Yeah.
Arizona's in first place. How about that?
Arizona's not only in first place, but they undefeated.
Well, yeah, 2 games, but they play Redskins, and
if they beat the Redskins, let me tell you something. It depends.
If they beat the Redskins, then yeah, definitely.
All I know is the Redskins.
Definitely don't you would not sleep on them anymore. I would not sleep on them anymore.
I'm just saying is that if the Redskins are smart, they'll get after Kurt Warner. If you sit back and let him, he will pick any defense apart. This dude may be old, but he still can put that ball on the spot. You see how he throws the damn ball. You know what happened? People wonder why he played so crappy. It's because he had a concussion. And it takes years to recover from a concussion. He's
But
recovered
he's
now.
back.
He's
But now he's
recovered
back.
now. Now that dude is, you know what? That dude is just, and again, I point out, you know that he is the second most accurate passer of all time.
Kurt Warner?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, you can sit back and let him pick. Okay, sit back and let him pick apart your team. I remember with the Ravens. Remember last year with the Ravens? He sit back. He threw 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
That's when they switched out Lionheart too.
Yeah,
so,
that's when they switched out.
So you know, like Lionheart's done, yo. Lionheart's going to a different team, or he
No,
just
you know they're gonna keep him as an insurance policy. It's just like I don't know why, but Derek Anderson is still the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I don't know what's keeping him
You
from.
mean that tall-ass NBA player? Like a basketball player, yo.
No, so they should just go ahead and put in the homosexual. What's his face?
The one from
Brady
Notre Dame?
Quinn?
Yeah, they go ahead and put him in.
Brady Quinn
He
is
came
not
from-
homosexual.
He is a homosexual.
For real?
There's a picture of him grabbing some dude's crouch. What was that? Just a handshake?
In Notre Dame, it is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, then he's a homosexual from a Notre Dame.
There you
But
go.
he could be a good homosexual quarterback. So he can't definitely be any worse than the heterosexual but poor ass quarterback Derek Anderson. I don't know why they sticking
Just-
with him.
Don't ask, don't tell, man. That's how it works in the military.
I mean, don't ask, don't tell, don't throw the ball either, because apparently he can't do that.
Okay. Yeah, enough of that. Yeah, how about them Browns?
I mean, you know what? I mean, I seriously, because in preseason, Brady Quinn looked good. Right? Last preseason, he looked good. But they want to
It's
keep
funny,
up with
yo,
Derek
Miami,
Anderson.
like-
I'm like,
Miami preseason record was like 5-1.
Miami?
That's so funny. People was all hyped and shit. Now look at him.
Oh, man.
Damn, I just, like, for real, it's supposed to be in Miami, yo. Like,
5-1. There's only 4 preseason. You mean like 3-1?
well, it was like 3-1. I'm sorry. It was 3-1. Excuse me. It was 3-1. They lost once.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, if
What?
go to NFL.com, and there says Nelly joins Marshall Falk in studio to make his celebrity picks for Week 3. Oh yes, we really want to hear.
I'm not listening to that.
Oh, Nelly, like Nelly.
Yeah, Nelly. I'm talking about Nelly.
Like
You know he
Band-Aid
has
on face stuff.
he has AIDS, right?
He does?
Yeah, you know what? He has to have AIDS, man. You know he has that Band-Aid on his face. That Band-Aid been on his face for like 5 years. I mean, the shit hasn't healed by now. He needs to go get that shit looked at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real, though. You had me there, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, what?
That wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise most rappers. Like Eazy-E and stuff. Yeah, he definitely AIDS. What's messed up about it, you know what I'm saying? Gangster rappers dying from AIDS and shit.
Well, it's because he's gangsta. Banging bitches without rubbers and shit.
I guess so.
Hey, guess who has the number 32 ranked offense in the NFL?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Number 2 ranked offense, right?
Number 32.
Oh, Miami?
No.
Yeah, what?
The Rams.
Yeah. Did you know that Mark Bolger is on pace to be sacked 80 times?
That's pretty
80
ridiculous.
times in this season so far?
That's he's on the trade. That's what he on pace for.
Wow. Damn. Damn, old lineman. Like, for real.
They'd be better off just putting big, like, rocks where they should go.
I said, remember, you know how them barriers that they push against in the training camp? They just put those out there.
Put those there. There you go.
This put 6 of those there, and there you have it. I don't know who's gonna spike. Like, I don't know who's gonna involve the center, but you know, I mean, good luck on that.
Kurt Warner's just gonna, or he's just gonna lean over and pick it up.
Hold on.
Not Kurt Warner. The other guy.
Hold on. We got some good games coming up this weekend. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Of course,
Wait,
you know about
Pittsburgh and
Arizona and
Philadelphia.
Washington. Let's see here. New York Jets and San Diego. Oh, you know that's gonna. You know what? That's gonna be another. That's gonna be another last second loss for the Chargers. Because Brett Favre is gonna throw a Hail Mary and some improbable catch made by Jennings, and it's gonna end the game. And then the Chargers. And then after that, you're just gonna see some Chargers hanging from some trees on the way home after they committed suicide.
San Diego will be like, oh, no, we'll never go. I think the only team they have left into, like, winning a championship. I feel sorry. No, I ain't feel sorry for no San Diego. And, like, LT's still injured, so, yeah. Yo, I went to the movies today, right, and my girl.
Don't tell me you got another brawl, right? After you happened when you saw the Hulk.
Nah.
All the nerds got like filled with.
If that was the case, that would be the first thing you hear already.
Okay. I'm gonna make some Kool-Aid, so go ahead and keep talking.
Nah, actually, it was just I saw like my best friend's girl and shit. That movie sucked.
Wait, what movie did you see?
My best friend's girl. I mean, there was some funny parts, but yeah.
Well, noted. I won't see it. I don't even know what that movie's about. I've never even seen a preview.
Basically, alright, there was this guy. He broke up. This guy and his roommate. His roommate's like a so-called a professional asshole. His job is like you break up with your girl, right? And then after that, after you break up with your girl, like if your girl dumps you, right, and you trying to get her back, like she want to see somebody else, right? You get your best friend, which is a professional asshole, to go on a date with your ex-girlfriend and let him be the biggest asshole to her so she can call you back and get back together. That's basically it. Unfortunately, for him, like, he started to have sex with her and the shit wasn't working, backfired, blah, 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 blah. Best friends, broke up, blah, 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 all that shit. Yeah, it was whack.
That sounds like really boring and predictable.
Yeah. Well, the ending was kind of random. I mean, but yeah, you get my point.
Yeah, I understand.
What was good though, it was Supernatural, man. That shit was strong. Woo!
Wait, Supernatural is in the rapper?
No, Supernatural, man.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that shit was crazy, man. Season 4 is gonna be crazy. That's the only show you should watch, Supernatural. Yo, on this note, man, it's like fucking almost 4 a.m., man. I'm going to bed. I gotta work at 10, so I'll let y'all later, man.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Later. The sweet silence of dead air. Hello?
You're here.
Oh, okay, you're there. What's going on?
Not much.
Where do you live at, anyway?
Vista in SoCal. It's like 5 minutes from San Diego.
Oh, Vista is the name of the town?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm actually in Mira Mesa right now.
Oh, work?
Yeah. I'm at my girlfriend's place.
Nice. So your girlfriend's place, yeah, you're on the radio.
Yeah. She's packing. We're going on a cruise tomorrow.
Nice.
I don't know if you've ever been there. Do you go to downtown a lot?
No, not really.
Not really. Where's the GameStop that you work at?
The one by the Krikoyan movie theater.
Oh,
in
okay.
Vista.
Okay, I think... Actually, I don't know where that is. What games do you play?
Play everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you go to Evo?
Yeah. Went to Evo. I went like ever since I came to Cali. Ever since I came from Okinawa and I got stationed here, I've went to every single Evo since '05.
Oh, okay. You were in the Marines, you said, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you play before the Marines or no?
Not really, because like it's all like localization. So because I was in Texas before, so like I was like Central Texas, like in the arcade sucked where I was at, and we didn't have like a lot of the latest games. So I never had the opportunity to like all the games, whatever. So it sucked for me because I read about all these tournaments and stuff, these Tips and Tricks magazines. Like, man, I want to one of these days, go to tournaments or whatever, like everyone else. I'm reading about like Wyatt, Choi, Jason Cole. Like I was reading about all these people for years, through the magazines, all in Cali, whatever stuff. And I never really like ventured outside from where I was at because I grew up in a strict household, so I never really go out. It wasn't until like, I joined the Marines and got to go places wherever we meet people and started going out arcades or whatever and shit. So it's when I was in Carolina. It's when I actually started going. Went to my first tournament. So and that's then. So it's when I started doing all my my taping and doing footage and shit. I've been doing that since 2002.
Wow.
So I'm still kind of like fairly new to the training scene or whatever, but I'm getting familiar with everything and get to know a lot of people. My name's getting out there. Okay, yeah, they recognize me from doing my videos and my other shit.
You said you started playing in '02, like more seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes me pretty.
It's really hard. I mean, it's really hard. The lifestyle I had, I had, the Marine Corps, whatever, work, come home, whatever. You got to dedicate time to something, the training, whatever. So, I got the Marine Corps life, and then I had, this other thing, the game. It was really hard to really manage, for those.
I understand. Yeah, I didn't start playing a lot until like 2003, 2004. I played CVS2 pretty much exclusively, and I was really bad. Still am. Not much has changed.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
What's up? Yeah. Hello?
I forgot what I was going to ask.
Oh.
Saints signed Joey Harrington. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Front office?
What the hell are you signing him for? Joey Harrington is not going to take you to the Super Bowl. Joey Harrington is not even going to take you to the damn playoffs. Joey Harrington is going to take you home and watch the playoffs on your damn TV.
No, he's the annoying guy that comes over to your house that watches the shit on the TV.
You know what? Joey Harrington is probably the only quarterback in the NFL where his own girlfriend probably rags on him. I bet after they get to making love, she's like, you know what? You're really good in the bed. It's just a real shame you just can't put that on the football field.
I bet I could pass better than you. You are terrible.
I'm like, I just wonder, because, I don't know, because I tend to think that your worst critic of a professional player is their spouse. Spouse tells how it is. Listen, like, babe, like Malcolm Phelps, he might be gay, so it would be his boyfriend instead. Be like, what, it's true, but you only won 8 medals. What's wrong with you, man? We talked about 10. You just go ahead and retire.
They don't. No, that's not always true. They don't always tell it like it is. Sometimes they try and be supportive.
baby, I know you ain't got no talent, but still go out there and give it your best.
Yeah. There, that's more appropriate. That's a better way of saying he sucks.
You know what? Now this sounds so wrong, but you know what? I think that when Michael Vick gets out of jail, I think he might be a changed man. I don't mean for the better either, because I mean I'm sure that he's been cornholed so many damn times now that his head is all messed up.
His head was pretty messed up before.
I know, but you just never the same after you get cornholed.
What do you know?
Huh? I know, but I heard.
It's never the same. I cried.
It's never the same. I mean, if I did get cornholed, I'm sure they ain't gonna tell you guys. I mean, shit.
Hold on. I might kiss you.
No, I'm just kidding. So, what's going on in life here? So, hopefully no one lost their, no one here or listening is involved in the stock market. They might have lost.
Thank God.
Yeah, a little bit. Mostly, like, I invest in, like, in gaming, whatever, like, those stocks, but not, like, any, like, the hardcore shit. Just invest in, what I love to do.
Hey, what happened to Shogo? Did you have him on here earlier?
He let me know he doesn't get home until after 2.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I got when I got home, I looked at like, oh, well, And I was thinking, I mean, I'm actually surprised the show lasted this long because really it's a dead night and there's probably like 5 people listening and 4 of them probably fell asleep and just left the radio on.
Yeah.
So has anyone played The Force Unleashed? I didn't know you could play Darth Vader in the game.
Yeah.
No.
What did you think of it?
It's pretty good. Like, I played the version, the demo that we have,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have the game here. Like, my roommate, they play on 360. But based on, like, what I played and what they play is, like, completely different because I think it has to do with the versions because they're complaining about, like, all the bugs that's in the 360 version.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's a lot of bugs that are left over. Like, they're killing guys, and the guy's still standing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like crazy bugs. You get stuck, and they get stuck in the area, and they have to like reset. So they kind of like upset. Like it was like difficult in some areas, like difficulty, or it made it like too hard to get like some items and like some of the areas in the game to pass. It's like really difficult, and then like the bugs. So they're kind of like dismayed. But as far as like the PS3. I noticed I didn't notice any bugs in the PS3 version for the amount of time that I played, and then based on the customer reviews, I haven't had any complaints on the PS3 version. So I honestly think that it may be an issue with the 360 version. But other than that, it's great reviews and it's a great game.
All I know is, I don't know if you guys played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
which is
not even close.
I know those games are just on the planet of its own. I mean, you know how certain shit is just before its time. Certain shit is just so good it's actually before its time. Which I put the original trilogy in that. The original Star Wars movies in that category too. Knights of the Old Republic was just too damn good.
Wait, are you talking about like when you say the original ones, do you mean like Jedi Knight or whatever the?
No, I meant actually the movies in that sense. I said the original trilogy.
Oh, okay. So,
I'm just saying certain things are just before their time. The Knights of the Old Republic for Xbox, that shit was phenomenal. The first and the second one. And now they're going to make an MMO out of it. And the day that they do that, it's the day, it'll be my last day on RFC and AlphaISM Radio. Because I'm going to be, just like people live on War or Warcraft or Crackcraft, I'm going to be on that shit 24/7. I am going to go to a homeless shelter and pay the cable guy to install Comcast. I'm going to take my computer and my monitor. I'm going to shoplift that game from the nearest game spot. Stop. And I'm going to be playing that shit. You won't, I mean, it's like the only times I would actually stop is when I actually got to change my diaper. That's right. I'm going to change.
That's fucking nasty.
I don't want to, I mean, you know what? I can't afford to leave and go to the bathroom. So I'm going to have to just wear a diaper.
Just like that the South Park cartoon.
I mean, it's just certain things, you know. Certain things have to be done for the greater good.
You have to make sacrifices.
That's right. That's right. So usually when the stench gets so bad that the neighbors are starting to call the police and everything, that's when I probably have to persuade to put the game on pause for 5 minutes while I change my damn diaper.
Change the diaper, wipe the cake shit off your ass, and then back to it.
Well, wouldn't you wear a diaper?
I never got that addicted to a game. But yes, I suppose I would.
See? Pampers work the best.
What about the pens, man?
Pampers.
Pampers. You
know, they got XXXXXXX large.
To hold all your bigger shits.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, you know, you be laying out those logs, man, and plus, you know, you gotta make sure you gotta have a snug fit, because like when you stand, you know, it starts to pull, the weight of it starts to pull down your damn drawers. You don't want to be in a case where the shit's so heavy, you know.
Well, why don't you just install your computer in your bathroom?
You know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. But the problem is that if I want to do if I want to put in the bathroom, then I want a kitchen installed in the bathroom too. No, not a kitchen, just a stove. And then that's like I have my ramen packs right there, and then a faucet for the water, and a pot. Yeah, and then I can make my ramen noodles, and then I have all my seasonings right there. Now that's a good idea.
So basically, you need maybe a 6x6 shack.
Yeah. With
a toilet, a stove, and a table.
Yeah.
And a water faucet.
Yeah.
I'll look into that. See if they have any spaces for a 12 square foot apartment or 36.
I bet you can be able to find one. I bet you can find something that looks just like it. You'd be surprised what's out there.
There are some interesting people out there. So Shogo doesn't really get back till 2 o'clock.
Yeah. I read his man. I got a PM on SRK. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, so.
So we're not talking tonight.
Yeah. He said we had to do this some other night. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I should have known better than doing the Friday night, an arcade owner. Why would I organize an interview on a Friday night?
It's all right.
I'm so done.
I just want to know what his startup cost was for that place, because he has a lot of machines in there.
Where does he live? What state does he live in?
He's in California. I don't know him personally, but I know where his arcade is.
Is it in Central, Northern, Southern California?
It's in Southern California. You've heard of Family Fun?
Mm-hmm.
It's east of or west of that.
How close is he to Keystone?
Oh, hella far.
Keystone's
in Northern California.
Oh, that's Northern.
Yeah, Keystone's in South San Jose, which is maybe 45 minutes south of San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And the Shogo's arcade is northwest of LA, downtown LA.
Okay.
If that makes sense. 45 minutes northwest of downtown. Maybe even more, because traffic down here is a biznatch.
Hey, Rotendo, you think I should become a GameSpot manager?
The GameStop manager? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Like, with the thing with GameStop is a lot of people with manager experience, you know, in a lot of the applications. And it's all depending on if you know the position manager, because whatever district you lie in, there's a certain number of stores, and it pretty much, with GameStop, it's pretty much, it's a hire from within type of thing. I did an interview with a guy for an assistant manager position, but he had like 17 years retail with like experience with Radio Shack. He was a manager for Radio Shack for like 17 plus years or whatever, and he wanted to do something different, whatever. So those are like that with different types of retail, close to receivables, to electronics to the house. It's a lot easier for them to jump into like a manager position than someone from, you know, Walmart or Best Buy or whatever as manager position. Depending on your background, whatever, you have like retail experience, the manager.
I want at least
retail experience.
I want at least 45,000 a year. Is that realistic?
You want at least 45,000 a year?
45,000 a year, yes.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen with GameStop.
I'm like, he's like, nigga, you barking up the wrong tree. 45,000, shit. I know that.
Good enough as a freaking cocktail waiter or some shit, you know.
Are you trying to say something? You trying to say something?
No, I'm just saying. It's like I have a boy here that he does waiter or whatever, and he's saying like, you know, he makes more doing that than like he had a manager position before at Best Buy or some trash, and he was saying that he makes more doing, you know, that because of tips. I don't know, you know, so.
You know what? You know.
Like manager, it depends. It really depends on whoever the district manager is and what they can approve as far as you start to pay. Because if your work like, you know, $16 an hour, you know, based on your experience, and you work $16 an hour, you know, if you're new and you're new to the management, whatever, then they can start you off, you know, at a lower rate.
Nah, screw that. I think I'll start my well, I got a couple of business ventures. I'm gonna start thinking about building computers and selling them. Well, I'm boring you.
No, I'm just kind of sleepy. I wake up early in the morning.
Come on, man. Why are you sleeping in the middle of the damn day?
Oh, you're right. I do sleep a little bit at work when I can find the time.
No. It's gonna be like the 4th of July. I don't know. I give you guys all the props in the world if you could tell me what movie I was quoting from.
Wait, say it again. What was it? Something about 4th of July?
He's like, I can only paraphrase this. He's like, but there will be people coming to kill you.
Is it Tropic Thunder?
No. It's gonna wind up like the 4th of July. But seriously, your people gonna be really depending on you.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know that film.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, let me do. My father was a service droid.
Was a service droid?
Oh yeah. You got the Family Guy Star Wars version, right?
Family Guy Blue Harvest. The Star Wars spoof. Man, that shit is always funny, man. I can never get enough of that. You still got that bag I gave you? R2 sporting the fro. Oh, God.
I'll get that Robot Chicken one.
Oh, that is funny. That is really funny.
That was fun. You know what? For the longest time, after in Blue Harvest at the end, do you remember when Peter and his son was talking about Robot Chicken? I couldn't understand why they're getting in an argument over Robot Chicken. Why is Chris defending it? So then I realized, oh, that's Seth Green voicing Chris. I forgot that Robot Chicken is his show. Peter's like, not impressed. Not impressed. That's a funny banter because, of course, Peter is being voiced by the creator of Family Guy, and Chris is being voiced by the creator of Robot Chicken. He's like, not impressed. I read in the magazine once. Not impressed. He's like, it's like it's only 10 minutes long. He was right. It was only like 10 minutes long.
I've never seen the Family Guy Star Wars thing, but I did see the Robot Chicken one, and that was pretty hilarious.
I love at the end, he goes, okay. All right. I love you too.
Yeah. I don't know, just give me a club sandwich. I'm not even going to eat them. What are you talking about, fries or whatever? That was good. Oh, Dwayne Wade's on The Late Show with Conan O'Brien or whatever.
Who?
Dwayne Wade.
Who?
Dwayne Wade.
Who?
Got motherfucking Dwayne motherfucking Wayne. Oh, and Ice-T. Wow, that's crazy.
Ice-T, he's still alive?
He's still, yeah, he is.
You know what? I actually liked him in what's the show?
Law and Order?
Yeah, I liked him on Law and Order.
He's good. I like that. I like Law and Order just in general. The regular one, the Special Victims Unit. That he's in the Special Victims one, which is the one about
in the Special Victims Unit. You know what? Okay, this is disturbing, but man, you know what? Some of the writers, man, they got some fucked up shit in their heads to come up with some of these storylines. Are you sure you haven't done none of this shit? Because man, you made a quite convincing story out of this.
Yeah, that's true. Some of it's pretty messed up.
So, cause like this one storyline, I said this is a true storyline out of one of the episodes. There was one episode where there was a teenage girl, and she was abused right when she was small. So you know how some people who abuse become abusers themselves. So guess what she did? She had a little sister, right? That's like 5 or 6 years old. She tied her to the bed, right? And then she somehow convinces her boyfriend to rape her.
What?
Yeah. She did like they even have video footage. So that shows, she's like she kisses her boyfriend. It's like just pretend it's me.
That is fucked up. I think I remember that one.
I'm like, I will never forget that. By the way, the dude that plays the prosecutor for the attorney general, I forgot the older dude, the older white dude. Man, he can defend me any day. I don't care if he's a real lawyer or not. That dude, I always kind of forget that he's just an actor. But man, that dude. No,
I think you're talking about Jack McCoy.
Yeah.
He's played by Sam Waterston. That guy is the shit. Too bad he's a prosecution attorney.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't help me. Yeah. I want to watch something right now.
It's a really good show. My opinion.
Is everybody went to sleep?
I don't know. Can't you tell if there's someone else on?
Yeah, I'm in the bed, doing things that I shouldn't be doing. But
oh, someone in the channel's in there. Big Glee.
Let me. All right, let me go to the computer. I need to put my underwear back on. Give me 1 sec. Ah, shit. All right.
8,000 listeners, right?
Right. You're white, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying this because you're white. What the hell are you doing to us, man? I mean, like, why are you killing off all of the black celebrities? You know how many black celebrities we lost in the past 5 years? Ray Charles, dead. Gregory Hines, dead. Grover Washington, dead. Bernie Mac, dead.
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes, dead.
I'll tell you why. Here's why.
Magic Johnson, somehow that motherfucker's still alive.
It's because we're jealous of how cool you are.
Oh. Michael Vick.
It's so stylish. And
might as well be
just
dead.
Try and imitate it. It just never works out. They always look clunky.
No. Oh, y'all gonna assassinate Obama?
No, I don't think so. He's endorsed by a lot of other white people. I doubt it.
You don't think they're just endorsing him for political theater, just to make the show?
I hope
Hey.
it's in.
Hey, Rotendo, how much of a discount do you get on your, like for stuff that you buy through GameStop?
15%.
50.
That doesn't 15, 1-5.
Oh, I was saying 50%. No wonder the company about to go bankrupt.
Just on like that's on everything except for consoles.
Of course. Well, someone entertain me, or else I'm gonna start singing, and that'd be a sad day for us all.
Oh man, that is sleep time if you start singing. Because I heard that I was listening to the old radio shows, and it's interesting. It's an interesting experience. It's like American Idol, but alter world, underworld. Is it called Underworld? I don't know.
The movie?
No, the other universe in Mortal Kombat. What is that called?
You mean Outworld?
Outworld. That's it. Yeah.
Oh my
like
gosh!
Outworld
Yeah, you were real close to that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's it. It was good, but in a not good way.
By the way, they're supposed to be still making another Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that isn't MK vs DC.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that, man. All the shit they could have eaten.
Well, it looks like a decent game.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ever look at your turds?
Of course, you gotta salute them before they go down the pipe.
No, like no. I'm seriously. Like, have you ever look at your turds and one of them's really, really, really big, and you're like, shit, I did a good job. I can't really believe I just squeezed you out my ass. No one does that. That's just like looking at the Mortal Kombat game. It's still shit.
Agreed. It doesn't look remotely fun. That's a problem. None of those games look fun.
That does remind me one time I actually took a shit one time, and for some reason I was pooping out letters.
Pooping out letters?
Yeah, like a P and an O, and another O and another P, another O, another O, another P.
The only thing I pooped that was really strange was I pooped like blue after drinking a 100-ounce like drink of like it was a blue alcoholic Slurpee type of thing.
You had the blue shit smoothie?
Yeah, I did. It's this place in Vegas called Beecher's Rock House, and you can get 100-ounce drinks. It's like 3 feet long, and like they have a tie that goes around your neck. Pretty gnarly.
What the hell? Oh my god.
And I fun like an idiot, and then I didn't feel so good, and then I pooed blue.
It would be interesting. I mean, I just wonder, like, if you would have masturbated, do you think you'd come up in blue too?
I don't think so. I don't think your vas deferens intersects with your.
I don't know. My cum can be green, blue, orange, yellow, purple.
You just inject food dye into your testicles?
Like violet, polka dot.
Polka dot?
Yeah.
That's a neat trick. You gotta show me how to do that sometime.
Yeah. What you do is you grab your balls and you squeeze them hard for about 2 hours. And then put some ice on it. And then what you do is you grab some vanilla icing with some dye in it, and then you put in a hypodermic needle. And you make a small insertion right. Ow! I'm sorry, that's bad.
No, I knew you were making that whole fucking thing up. I was like, he's just gonna spout some bullshit right now that just doesn't even make sense, but it's probably gonna be funny anyway.
Some people live for...
No, wait, hold on. I have a question to ask you before you start that. What held you up today?
Oh, I was out... First of all, I was in downtown Seattle. That's where the bank where I'm working at right now. I live in SeaTac. That's 20 miles south of Seattle.
Uh-huh.
I had a dinner appointment at 6:30. And it was a half-hour wait. I was at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, yeah. Half-hour wait? That's not that bad.
I'm sorry. Yeah, about half hour. And and it took a while to get our food. And it sure as took me a while to eat it. Goodness gracious, man. I never stuffed myself so rotten before in my life.
What'd you eat?
I ate their hamburger. They have a double-decker hamburger.
Oh.
Fine, what's it? It's like I told them, where's the rest of the cow? I'm like, I already got most of it here. Give me the rest of it, And I got the fries, and I had 3 sides. I had the fries, I had mashed potatoes, and I had green beans. Man, I got the green beans, I got the mashed potatoes, but after I ate that hamburger, I was stuffed. And then the people that I was out with, they bought me some cheesecake to go along with the chocolate fudge cheesecake. Man, I was sick as a dog, man. I mean, and think about it, everyone hates taking shits at public places.
Yes.
I had to. And the best, how you, okay, this is wrong, but how you guys, like, I always tell you the truth, like it is. You know how when you go into the bathroom and there's a lot of other people in the bathroom and you sitting up there and you about to take your shit, right, but you don't want to make no noise. So you're trying to ease the shit out your ass without making any farting noises. And that shit only works for the first 10 seconds before it's and there was a kid in there. He goes, "Dad, what was that?" It sounded like somebody.
That's exactly what happened to me, man. I tried my best to do a sign and shit, man, but it didn't work, man. And it came out, and the bad part, there's some weird acoustical properties in that bathroom, so that shit reverb, you know, pow, pow, pow. And the worst part of it all was I couldn't find how you could. I couldn't find out how to flush the toilet. It didn't have a traditional lever, so I thought that it was an automatic flusher. So I'm sitting up there getting up out the seat trying to do a courtesy flush, right? It won't flush for nothing. There's a small switch on the back of the shit that you gotta flip to get it to flush. Oh man, yeah. He's like, Daddy, what was that, son? We're leaving. I'm like, oh man.
So you're that guy.
Yeah, I went in there and I blew it up, man. I blew it up. When I came out that stall, the shit was empty. There was a out of order sign on the damn door. I'm like, damn, what's out of order? And then I smell. I'm like, oh yeah, that smell. Yep.
All right. Well, I gotta go to sleep because I gotta wake up to go on a boat to Cabo tomorrow.
Okay. So what does that have? What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say I'm calling it a night, fellas. Does that make sense? So you guys have a wonderful evening.
You're despicable.
Why am I despicable?
I mean, it's all right. You know, it's fine. All right. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed too. You know,
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that guy.
Okay. Sure, you didn't.
Yeah, okay, fine. I am going to be that guy.
White people. Goodness. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you know what? It is late. All right, you guys, I bid you a good night. Wateno, thanks for coming on.
And if I appreciate being on the show.
And D-Nice must have already peaced out.
He did.
All right, so you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you some other time.
Take it easy.
Right.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Peace.